Hello and good evening. It is 10 p.m. Do you know where your children are? Just kidding. It's Tuesday. This is episode 22 of Topless Toy Talk. Thank you for joining us. We are your body positivity podcast for the Cybertronian era. Today is January 20th, and I am your host.
And I am your better host, and we are happy that you're here.
I mean, she is. I don't know about me. We'll see.
I am.
You got to prove yourself for me to be happy if you're here.
No, there's no proof. I'm just like, people, I'm so excited.
I know. That's actually how I am too.
Probably because we work from home. We don't ever leave the house. So that always plays
nobody
a factor.
Comes here to see us. We're just like, we're here all the time. You can just come anytime you want.
The guest bedroom, we're right over there. No, I'm just kidding. So
actually,
not kidding.
When we see the most people is Tuesday night.
It's Tuesday night.
7 p.m. Central.
Yes.
Do you know where your children are?
Yes. Speaking of children, who are our children here tonight?
Oh, I like this. So we had Esteban come in way early.
Like days ahead of time.
So thank you, Esteban.
Yes.
I don't know if you were confused on time or you were just that excited, but either way, I appreciate it. We also have the wonderful, glorious musician and moderator.
The inspiration for everything we do.
That's pretty much actually corrupt modification.
He's our live soundtrack here.
Thank you for joining. And the notorious
Stormfire Blizzard, and actually it is a little blizzardy out right now.
Yeah,
kind of.
If you could send a little more fire our way versus that storm, we'd appreciate it.
Yeah, and a little less fences, that'd be also cool.
Yeah, a little more fences. So this is a new name to the chat, and actually it might be one of my favorites that I've seen, and so I really appreciate you joining here.
Wholesome Warlock. I mean, I like the wholesome part.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what a wholesome warlock is, but I'm into it.
I'm just like, is it like a warlock that is just really genuine, or is it a warlock that has a bunch of holes in them?
It's hard to say.
I don't know. Also, new name.
Richard Westfall.
I
don't think that was the one you meant to click on.
It wasn't. I got excited.
But hey, Richard.
Thank you for joining, Richard.
Yeah.
Also, new name.
Yes, Official Purple Gang. Yes, this is another good name.
Yeah.
You know, every time we see people with really good names,
like,
I then remind myself that I don't know how to create a good name, and that's how I came up with Collection Enabler. So I was like, I don't know.
I paid somebody $2 to come up with my name.
Okay, that is accurate. He paid the lady at the farmer's market to come up with a name, and she did.
She created 20 names for me.
And you gave her a very crisp $2 bill.
Actually, she didn't even want the $2 bill, but I was like, you got to take it. You did the work.
Yeah,
so.
You did the work. You got to take the money for it.
Yeah.
This is not a charity.
And also,
Megatron, 1984.
Thank you for being here.
Yeah.
We appreciate you.
So I feel like our guest tonight. So first of all, I'm really excited about our guest tonight. We've all already done like a little like backstage talking here, and like he's super cool, and probably like I don't know, would we say like the most accomplished guest, like the one with the best LinkedIn profile? Maybe that's what I should say. Like the person that
I feel like you've thrown shade at our other guests
I'm
now.
not trying to throw shade at our other guests, but like this person
you guys
has
haven't done shit with your life.
No, this person has worked at like multiple corporations. Like they've had like this vast array. I don't know when he sleeps, like, you know, doing all the things that he does. Like, when are you sleeping? When you have some you time?
I don't sleep, and look at all I don't accomplish.
That's true. We don't really sleep anymore. Remember we used to go to bed like super early, and now that's just like broken.
Yeah.
Now we're up at all hours of the night. But our guest tonight is I would say, like, you know, an international person. He thinks locally, he acts globally. I don't know, what is that opposite? Maybe it's the opposite.
You think locally,
act globally. No, what is that phrase? You
think globally but act locally.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm still gonna say it wrong here the whole time. But yes, and absolutely a toy legend. He is it's great to be interviewing someone where I can also, like, Google them and see all the different things that they've done. So,
so what's she saying? She likes to stalk people?
I like to do just a little light stalking, just a little bit of light stalking, so I understand who the person is and to ask questions.
Except she paid for premium LinkedIn to stalk. So
I did not pay for premium LinkedIn to stalk David Vonner. I did pay for premium LinkedIn though to send a harassment campaign to a toy company that will remain unnamed that did him dirty.
It sounds like
I did direct message through LinkedIn Premium all of the executives at a specific toy company. Yeah. So they should do better.
Anyway, moving on.
You brought it up. With that, should we bring in our guest of honor?
I'm just waiting for you to stop talking.
Yeah, I know. It's hard. I've got a lot of words to say.
Usually I'm the one that won't shut his mouth.
That is also true.
Yeah.
Da, 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 da.
Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Are you done?
I am.
Okay.
Ready, set, click.
Oh. Whoa. Hey, what's happening?
Welcome.
So good to be here. Thank you for having me. By the way, Wholesome Warlock and Purple Gang, they're friends of mine. Actually, he's part of the Purple Gang. So it's good to see those guys hanging out
Very
tonight.
Cool. So I'm not familiar with them, but I will definitely be checking them out. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and just make a note here in my notes that I definitely look at all the time.
You totally never look.
If you've never checked out the Purple Gang's podcast, I mean, first of all, you got to find some seatbelts or something, put them on. And because when you watch them, you just got to hang on tight. You don't know where they're going to go, where the turn is going to. It's curves, there's bumps, there's ramps. I mean, there's a little bit of everything.
That's how I like to live my life. So it sounds right in my alley.
Right off the rails.
Nice. But thank you for having me.
Standing ovation.
Yes, standing ovation. Well, there will not be a standing ovation. This is called Topless Toy Talk. We have to have boxes.
Oh, well, hey, I'll do a standing ovation. Hey, I'll do it.
We're waiting for our super chats to be enabled. Then we'll do the standing ovation.
No, we'll have a behind the box, which will just be the box.
Don't give away the secret.
Sorry, I know. Anyway, with that,
I'm really topless. I'm really topless. So hey, anytime I get to show off, I'm showing off.
I like it.
Good to see you, man. Good to see you. The brutal line is the brutal rum line is coming, man. You gotta hang on tight.
For anyone that's not familiar with you, do you want to do like a short introduction, or as long as an introduction as you would like, of who you are, what you do, all the stuff?
That's fine. My name is David Vonner. I've been developing toys for about 30 years now. Always loved comic books, always loved toys, and wind up in the 90s after I graduated from the Art Institute of Philadelphia of actually turning that to a career. So I first started my art career with Spencer Gifts, where I was product developer on staff and worked on everything from Kiss and Ozzy Osbourne and Jimi Hendrix, bunch of rock and roll stuff and horror stuff, horror masks, over the hill stuff, fun gag stuff, and actually have a few patents there for an articulated human lamp. And then from there, I went from developing crazy Gene Simmons stuff to baby rattles and everything at a company called Shellcore, which was totally off the mark. And was there for a few months, but right after that, that's when I began working for I got hired at Toy Biz when Toy Biz just brought Marvel out of bankruptcy. And that was just super fun. Worked on everything from Lord of the Rings and Spider-Man 1 and Spider-Man 2, X-Men 2, Blade 2, and Daredevil movie, and also worked on Spider-Man classics, and saw the emergence of Marvel Legends, and that was super fun. And then my head is actually War Machine, which is part of the Marvel Legends Galactus Build-A-Figure series. And then from there went to Tucker Toys, where I actually helped create a toy called the flat ball, which is like you take a ball, smash it to a frisbee, you throw it, and then it pops back into a ball.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so it's pretty fun. And then from there, actually went to Hasbro. And then with Hasbro had just acquired the Marvel Master license. And man, it was surreal, fun, and crazy at the same time. I mean, it was a lot of stuff. But from there, helped kind of the reemergence of Marvel Legends and created the 3 3/4 inch Marvel Universe line, which was super fun and got to really triple the amount of Marvel characters to work on, and also worked on the first Iron Man movie, the first Captain America movie, the first Thor movie. So much fun, particularly Thor, since Thor is my favorite superhero, and got to work with Chris Hemsworth, and he gave me some workout tips. Diet tips, pancakes and steak. That was his diet, and to gain weight
is
for.
that really his diet? Pancakes and steak?
Well, yeah, when he was working out for Thor, because he had to, kind of flush out the suit. He was he wasn't as jacked as he is now, so he was saying he ate nothing but pancakes and steak. And actually on set during the Jotunheim fight, I actually saw him throw up a mound of pancakes and steaks. It was awesome. It was dope.
Change my diet after this.
I thought that's my favorite superhero throw up, so that was like another dream come true. But also worked at places like Spinner, Mattel, worked on WWE, and now I'm working with independent creators, helping them bring their dreams to fruition. Working with a bunch of different independent toy creators and toy makers, and also have a partner named Brett Barton, who has a series of conventions. One of his conventions is Toylanta. He also has Joe Lanta. So it's like we actually not only have a smaller, more fun, intimate convention where the fans can come, but also too, where it's like we can see new emerging talent and work with them, develop them to bring their toys to fruition and have their dreams come true too. So it's a lot of fun. I love making toys. I love being in the toy world and the pop culture world. For me, like that's the thing that makes the difference in society. Why can't we give this the chance? And toys, like I said backstage, toys is a through line throughout society. We all had a toy that we loved or wish we had a toy. We can always remember the Christmases or the birthdays, or when our parents or our aunt and uncle got us a toy. And I love not only that feeling, but seeing the faces light up, whether it's a kid or a kid at heart. I love seeing that light in the eyes when they see something cool or magical or fun, and it just resonates throughout time, so that's me. I'm a big kid. I love pop culture and comic books and toys, and I don't want to grow up because I'm always going to be a kid.
Yes.
So, I have a lot of spirit animals, but I might have just acquired another one.
You do have a lot of spirit animals. Yes, I love that. Never grow up. Never grow up.
Yeah.
Or if you have to grow up, at least say that you are a little dementia. You can just skip from childhood to just I'm a crazy old person.
Back to childhood.
Yeah, back to old
Yeah.
childhood.
Like we talked about, I can't wait till I'm an old man because I'm going to be the super kid.
We are very infamous for being the best house in the neighborhood for Halloween. Just hands down. It is full candy bars, probably.
We do sodas, we do.
I mean, for whatever reason. So we thought this would be not.
We're not doing anything for the health of America, that's for sure.
Absolutely not. So our first, one of the first years, we just basically took a whole bunch of our stuff out of our pantry and threw it in this crate and said, "Hey,
it was the joke crate.
It was lasagna noodles or whatever." And these kids went bananas for lasagna.
Oh, that's dope. That's dope.
I was like, "Why are kids going bananas?" So now
we have to make sure we put boxes of pasta.
Yeah,
because people get upset otherwise.
And we have
you guys have the food pantry. That's why I'm coming. I want to come to your house.
When she started also doing Pokemon cards, packs of Pokemon cards.
But no, the best was.
And so now kids expect to get Pokemon cards, so we have to keep buying Pokemon cards for kids
to give out those. But we also buried some toys to bring it back to this podcast. Because we buy so much candy and dumb stuff to give away to kids in the neighborhood is we put like one of those Lego Transformers all the way in the bottom, and I kept telling kids to dig for something, like work for it, try and find something, this is a Forever 21 or whatever some of those things are, where you gotta like dig in the bins to find like the goodies. And this kid pulled out this Lego, I don't know, it's a Lego Bumblebee, I think. And he's probably 10 years old.
His brain broke.
He lost his mind. This child was like, dear, I get this. Like, this is mine. I get to, yeah, buddy, that's yours. You get to take it. It's fine.
Because there was also an X-Men Blu-ray in there as well. And he couldn't figure out if he wanted the movie or the Lego or candy. And so he just like sat there holding both of them in his hands. And like he just could like for like probably a good 3 to 4 minutes.
He was broken. We broke that child hard.
It was probably one of the best things I've witnessed. Like,
but they'll never forget that. Like, that's memorable. That's a cool memory to go to a house like that, and it just kind of shows how much you think of the people to do that, because you're not just faking the funk and just like putting candy out there. I mean, that's cool. It's a memorable experience.
Yeah, because we want to be that house that puts everybody else to shame.
Yes.
Like, I want our neighbors to be mad at us because
we give out Jello shots for adults. We give out
that's
right. This is the house.
Yeah, we think about
Iowa. You live in Iowa?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's
if you're ever in Iowa, need a place to stay, she'll offer up our spare room. She'll make you Jello shots. We'll put together tubs of candy for you. Like,
don't write checks your mouth can't cash.
Don't worry, like we're good for it.
Because I'll be there. I'll show up. I will show up.
We will add you to the Christmas card list.
Okay,
so it was actually super funny. So
stupid.
I mean, I never did Christmas cards before you, and then we got down this path here where we're going to send Christmas cards, but like I always wanted a nice Christmas card, and this one here always sends like
they're very weird.
They're wild. There's a wild Christmas card, and then there's a toy Christmas card. There's one with us that's just like not quite right, that you just want to have on someone's fridge where they're like, is that really happening? And so no, we sent out, I think maybe
over 90.
Yeah, we sent almost 100 Christmas cards this year. Easily.
Nice.
So
last year's list was like 40.
Yes,
but somebody was like on the internet, hey, if you send me your address, I'll send you a Christmas card.
And we did.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Do you sit on the random houses, like just a random house somewhere in town, and just send them a Christmas card?
I did. Well, I did ask. We went out with some friends one day for like right before Christmas, and our waitress was fantastic. I was like, hey, I really want to send you one of our Christmas cards. For some reason, she gave me her address, so now she is forever on the Christmas card list.
Also, if you give us your address, you're forever on the Christmas card list.
Yeah, we're gonna spend hundreds of dollars on postage.
So there's a couple questions in the chat, but before I let anybody in chat ask questions, I have to acknowledge this whole Spencer's thing.
Yes.
Like, I know people just like toys, and I'm just like, no, let's go to the strange.
Yeah, let's talk about Spencer's.
So like, it never occurred to me that there would be like people or a person that would like sit around and be like, let's create some Spencer's products. For some reason, I was like, they just have to be like pulling memes off the internet or something, right? And just like slapping it on like merchandise. So,
oh, bro, it was so much fun. I mean, it was like we would make whoopee cushions, rubber chickens, plastic poop, over the hill cups, over the hill shirts, and then like, I mean, the rock and roll stuff and the horror stuff was cool.
Yeah,
but it was like the weird stuff that I loved, and because I'm a jokester and all that stuff. So to actually like have that be my first job, where my like the VP is talking about plastic shit, you know, and he's like, no, it needs to look lumpier, you know, it needs to look wet, you know, and like his name was John Guest. He was the best. He was like, I mean, he was the absolute best, man, like the best boss ever. Like every day he always had this smile, like he had a smile like Jack Nicholson, you know.
Okay.
But because he was like a little off his rocker, that's what made, particularly that time in the 90s, that's what made Spencer Gifts. Like it was almost like a byproduct of his personality. So it was really before all the kind of like the things that happen in the corporate world now. Like you can't say this and you can't do that. Back then, like when I came in, they just got past the era of like drinking on the job, like having beers and water cart rolling through and smoking weed in there. I was like, man, I wish I would have been here in the 70s and 80s, man, because I would be dead by the 90s and the 2000s. But it was so loose and so fun, and it kind of like it kind of messed me up in a way, because since that was my first corporate job, I thought all creative corporate jobs was like that. So, people would tell you, man, I had to reel in my mouth a lot because, because I thought it was going to be like Spencer's, and those jobs were not like Spencer Gifts. But it was so fun. It was so fun. We just got to experiment so much. And everybody had a lava lamp on their desk, and it was like it was a trippy kind of a mood, like especially like in the art area, had the ambient lighting and all that stuff, and like I listened like classic rock all the time, and it's funny, like when The Sopranos had came out, I did this mask with a mafia guy with his throat slit and his tongue hanging out of the slit, and I knew that if I could make the buyer of the Halloween stuff, if I could make her sick or nauseous or like kind of turn away, I knew I did a good job. So that was anytime like during the Halloween season, I would try to draw the most grotesque thing possible just to see her reaction. And then I knew that was going to be a hit. So it was fun.
So were you, just because we're talking about Halloween, like I know we talked about all the things that we do, like to just, bring joy to kids and whatnot. But I am actually a super big scaredy cat. I don't like scary movies.
Oh, I love it. You're the best one to watch scary movies with.
Oh God. And we have surround. So, just to talk about our room, this is like our collection room. Over here is like the theater portion of the same room. And so we have surround sound, and it is so much scary. All those scary movies that I'm already terrified, when you have surround sound around you.
What's your favorite scary movie?
My favorite? Do you have a favorite?
I really like, I like Midsummer.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because it's got that cultiness, it's got that Norse mythology, like it kind of keeps you. What I don't like was As Above, So Below. F that movie. It is scary. It is people going down in the catacombs.
She does not like tight spaces.
I had to do walks. I had to do laps around the house because I was so worked up.
So
that movie.
My favorite scary is I'll answer and I'll tell a comment. Actually, I'll tell the comment first. It'll be quicker. So I like to do like 31 days of horror. So like because like I try not to subject her to horror movies outside of Halloween. But then when October comes around, I'm like, we got to catch up on everything we've missed for the last year. And so, but one reason why I like to do this is because she hates like horror movies so much. Like she'll just get like so flustered, and she'll have to get up and walk around the couch. She'll have to pace because like she's like, oh no, she's like I can't handle this.
Like,
it's so funny. Like
the movie. Oh, go ahead.
I would say, but my favorite horror movie is it's probably I'm just gonna say Evil Dead. I'm like, if we're talking like older horror movies, like I'm a big fan of the Evil Dead series.
Yeah.
But in general, like any movie that has like movie monsters, like that are actual monsters, I'm all about it. Like I like the practical effects, but also like real movie monsters.
Yeah. The movie that still scares me, and I guess because I used to watch it when I was a latchkey kid growing up, so Amityville Horror still scares the hell out of me because I feel like I'm in the house by myself as a kid, like the original Amityville Horror, and to know that it was like a real thing that happened, it made it even more scary. And The Exorcist, man, I love The Exorcist because it's like you got this little teenage girl, man, that is just creeped out, and just saying the most foul things, and she's throwing up green shit all over the place, and she got her face is all messed up, and Yeah, man. I love horror movies too. I love Barbarian. I don't know if you guys ever seen that.
Oh yeah, we
Oh
watched.
my
Yeah, we watched that.
gosh.
That was a
That
good one.
like that
Yeah, remember when that old lady's
Yeah.
like in that tunnel, and you can barely make out what's happening, and then she kind of comes out. Ooh.
Oh, it was good.
That was that wrecked me. That was a lap movie. That was one where I was lapping around because I could not sit still.
Just kept giving up. One that I don't think did very well, but I really liked was Death of a Unicorn. Like I thought that was
really.
I
I don't know if I'd say that was horror.
Yeah,
I just watched and I swear to you, I didn't know it was a horror movie. I thought it was like a comedy spoof.
Yeah,
like you know, like Hot Tub Time Machine or something like that, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, yo, what is going on with this movie? It was bugged out.
Yeah.
We went actually and watched it in theater.
Yeah, we watched that in theater.
Yeah.
And I liked it so much, like I bought the Blu-ray. I don't think they did 4K, but I bought it because the art, like it looks like an old like storybook type of art, and like I was like, this is like the most beautiful like Blu-ray case design I've ever seen in my life, and so I had to,
But the whole idea that if you do something bad to a unicorn, they will tear you up.
Yeah,
I was like, man, like this is crazy, and it totally, and that's the type of movie, but also horror movie that I love when I don't see it coming.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I like Barbarian, because I was like, why is this? I thought it was totally something different.
Yeah.
Right, you go in, you think it's a bad neighborhood in Detroit sort of movie. Like you think that it's just like this white lady just like renting a Airbnb in a bad neighborhood. It's like, nope, that is not what this is about, friends.
Ooh.
Like that's not what's happening right
now.
But
it's like two movies in a way. It's like two movies involved in the same place. You know what I mean? Like the old Mac. Remember the Mac guy? I'm a Mac. I'm a PC. Like, so when I saw him, I was like, oh, okay. I want to see what this is about, and damn, it was bugged out. I love Terrifier. Terrifier has me now. Like I love that.
I don't know. Have we seen Terrifier?
You haven't. We'll watch them at some point. I just feel like it's one of those. I'm like, I'm not sure you can. So she's not big on like slasher movies.
No.
Oh, I got you. I love.
And
slasher.
so she's like, but she'll watch like more like psychological horrors. Like, and so
did you like the Blair Witch Project?
Actually, I was okay with that.
She was okay with that one.
Yeah, I do like anything that has a little culty. Like if it's got some sort of like weird cult feature.
Did you like Carrie?
I haven't watched Carrie.
I love Carrie, man. Because Carrie's mom. It's Carrie's mom that creeps me out. And then in the house with all those statues of Jesus, his eyes are glowing, they follow around in the room. My best friend's grandmother used to have a Jesus like that. And I was like, no, I can't sit here, man. Jesus is looking at me crazy.
The other one I'm a big fan of is Cabin in the Woods.
Oh,
yeah, because it has that twist too, like that hard twist. Like,
I love Cabin in the Woods, man. I love that movie.
The Ed Gein. It was a documentary.
Yeah.
Oh.
Now, I did. Okay, so I didn't realize that Ed Gein. So Ed Gein's like house where all that happened. I mean, that is like a short jaunt from where I grew up, and I never made that connection that's like that's like right across the river in Wisconsin. And so I'm watching this the whole time. I was like, oh man.
Oh, I heard the accent when you said Wisconsin. I just heard it.
Wisconsin.
Wisconsin.
It's funny because like when I was at Spencer's, especially like during the Halloween, when I had to design the Halloween stuff, I would get into these crazy modes, right? And it really started when I first started there. I had to go to the dentist, and we started talking. And come to find out, he sometimes at the time he would work in the trauma unit at the hospital. And my mom used to be a nurse, and she used to tell me stories about people that would come in the trauma unit and all the weird stuff she would see, like stick shifts in guys' heads or all this stuff. So he started telling me all this stuff, like. There was a guy who tried to kill his wife, and he hung her and cut her, but she was still alive. She had like she was dead, and she wound up getting loose and calling the police, right? And I was like, oh man. So I'm like, I'm doing all this stuff for Halloween, and I would love to hear these stories. So he was like, I have pictures. And I was like, are you serious? So I went back, he gave me these trauma unit pictures and everything.
Oh wow.
Oh man, it blew my mind. But then we started talking about serial killers because I just had bought this book from this FBI agent who interviewed like uh, uh, all the serial killers like John Wayne Gacy and like all of them, right? And it was like all these files. And to me, I was liking it to Batman, like Batman creating all these files on the criminals. And that's when I got into Ed Gein. So I had
so many serial killer movies are based off of Ed Gein. He's like the foundational character for so many things that you never would have guessed. It's just this dude from Wisconsin.
He's the founding father of movies.
Yeah.
Like everything is based off him. And actually, when I started to read more about Jeffrey Dahmer, right? He started talking about why he was collecting all these bones and stuff like and keeping them. And he was saying that he had watched Return of the Jedi and he fell in love with the Emperor, like the Emperor sitting there and all that stuff. So that's what he wanted to do, like in the hood on his throne of bones, like the Emperor, right? So what I did was I did this fountain called the Grim Reaper fountain, and is he's sitting on a throne of bones. He's holding up this decapitated head. In the fountain, you could put red dye in there, and the dye comes down his arm, right? So it looks like blood.
Right.
And man, people thought I was crazy. I mean, they thought like I needed medical leave, like for real. They thought something was wrong with me. But yeah, those serial killers, man, they got some. Is not to glamorize anything, but they got some very interesting backgrounds would lead them to the stuff that they did.
Yeah, absolutely. And like, so we were talking about how like I grew up in a small town, and so I grew up with like my both sets of grandparents and like extended family, like that typical like Americana that people kind of think about. And what was really wild to me is like my grandparents would always tell me about this lady that was like really, I know you already know where the story's going. So this lady that was their neighbor that like just loved my dad. That he was like their favorite and, all these things. And so I heard all these stories about this woman named Hulda Fisher my whole life. And I don't know what brought me to this, but when I went to college, I was like, I'm curious about cold cases for some reason. And I look into these cold cases and I'm like, wait, look at this address. That's like my grandparents' street. And then I look at this lady's name. I was like, that is Hulda Fisher that I've heard about my whole life. And this lady and so I called up my grandparents immediately. I was like, that lady you've been telling me stories about like forever, was she like knifed and pushed downstairs and like as an elderly person? And they were like, oh yeah, we just didn't tell you that part. And so this is still an unsolved murder to this day, like in my hometown. And I don't know. It is. I just hope this is like a story that needs to be told. That
you're so close to it. It's like the 6 degrees of separation and all.
Right.
That.
Yeah. Like I know this house. I know this lady. I know all these stories about her, and it never got solved. But there's all these conspiracy theories in my hometown about who did it. Ooh. Because it's this.
When you got 12 people that live in a town.
When it's a town of 5,000 people, like everybody has their.
Who you think did it?
Well, so I have to maybe change my language here a little bit. So my grandmother who's passed away, these are people of a different generation, as we've talked about. They didn't hold anything back. And this woman had no hate in her heart. So I need everybody in this audience to just hear that this is a story from a woman in her 80s that had no hate in her heart. She loved everybody.
Be appropriate.
But when I asked her about it, and she very calmly told me that it was this woman's nephew who lived across the street, who was gay, and that it was a gay rage situation. And I was like, I don't understand what that means, Grandma. Like, please tell me. But that is the overarching theory in town. That's not my theory. I'm just saying that is the theory, is that.
Which makes absolutely no sense at all.
Which makes no sense
because
at all.
It was an elderly person.
It was an elderly person, but supposedly it was her nephew who. That's the theory.
The problem
in town
is small town. People like to blame people.
I know
they
did like to blame.
Oh yeah.
But I think what he probably wanted
That's
was like
why.
money. I think that's really what it came down
But
to.
well,
That's not my theory. Sorry. I'm not trying to make this like controversial or anything, but I'm just saying like that's what my grandma told me.
Yeah, I'm just saying it's a small town.
It
like,
is a small town. So
Yeah,
everybody's
that's
got,
what
like,
happened.
their weird
Like the
theory.
story spread. It's like telephone. Like the story
Yeah.
spreads and it changes, and then
But the
everybody.
guy and the sheriff, though, he was like related to everybody, you know, because it's a small town. And so this is like these are all sorts of like weird things, but this is a story that needs to happen, like at some point.
Yeah.
They did a Netflix documentary.
Yeah, because there's all these like weird
and
conspiracies.
then it's like, oh, she was just like carrying like a charcuterie board downstairs.
I know. Wouldn't it be
fell
weird if
and
she
like
wasn't even like actually murdered? She just like knifed herself in the chest and fell down the stairs because she had a knife. 'Cause that's where they found her, right?
like
Wow.
that's probably more likely than any other theory that has ever come out of
You know, especially like the kids, they make up even more stories. Like we had an old lady in our neighborhood and she died, and you know, we were like, the port swallowed her up and she went to hell, and some gremlins killed her. Her son came and killed her and knifed her. She never had any kids, but it was like, it was so many, you know, those tales, those neighborhood tales that turn into something, especially in the summertime when you're talking like spooky stuff to each other late at night with your cousins and all that stuff. And when TV used to go off, then you had nothing to do but talk all these wild tales, you know. So, you know, it's like that's how those neighborhood rumors and stories wind up growing.
Yeah.
Right. I absolutely agree with that. It's like, you know, people live in these small little and they make up stories, right? Like, but I had never heard that before in my life. And so we were having a lot of conversations, my grandma and I. But no, it's interesting. Like from like a murder and like a serial killer. So this is like super what I'm, you know, the concept that I'm interested in. I know this doesn't have super much to toys, but like I'm kind of curious, like
no, there's a lot of toys like this Texas Chainsaw Massacre toys.
Yeah, I mean, there's
like I wonder
all kinds of horror
a
toys.
little bit. Yeah, there are some horror toys, but like what are maybe this is a question, is like what are some of the horror toys that you think should be made but maybe like haven't been made, like whether that be characters or like, you know, accessories or whatever? Like what are some of those things out there that are just kind of hanging?
See, for me, like I know people love entertainment and the movies and all that, but I like the real stuff because of the backstory, right? But at the same time, it's, you know, people can get upset about you glamorizing that person and all that, you know. So it's like, you know, I actually wanted to pitch like a serial killer line, but you change like the name and the people around, you know, and like kind of like you know that wine, what's it called, 13 Criminals or something like that?
Yeah, something
when
like
it has all the when it has all the criminal backstories on the wine bottle, like something like that, you know, because I mean, you got Frankenstein and Dracula and all that, zombies and all that stuff, but to me, the real horror are humans. Like those are the real monsters, especially like John Wayne Gacy, right? He did some horrible stuff, but he's a clown on the weekends and stuff. You know what I mean? And he took a picture with Nancy Reagan and all this stuff, and that is just so weird. It's just mind-blowingly weird, you know. So it's like the fact that he's like a regular guy, he's not some muscle-bound thing, or like he's a regular guy that you would see in the neighborhood. To me, that's the true creepiness and horror, you know. So that's one reason why I love like The Exorcist, because you see this little girl transform throughout the entire movie, or Amityville Horror, because you know, you're seeing this man who looks like the guy who killed his family, you know what I mean? And then you see like the red eyes and the pig in the window and the blood coming down in the basement out the toy. It was just crazy. So to me, like, because it's real world, that's what's really scary.
Mhm.
You know, that's
The
the
people
thing.
that
That's
you wouldn't think that would like,
Yeah.
you know, that average neighbor, that like person across the street that has some sort of like dark whatever.
I mean, honestly, those are the ones that actually freak me out the most. Is like I'll watch horror movies all day long, and it's just like fine, no big deal. Like, you know, like gore in horror movies like doesn't bother me. I'm like, this is fake, I know it. You know, like but like like if you get into like the psychological stuff, like like the serial killers, I'm just like, no, like
No.
these are the crazy people. You know, like
just like I'm not afraid of cemeteries at all. Just like those don't bother me at all.
Put this up real quick before I get
we
lost.
should ask some questions.
So this was a question in the chat. I don't know if I don't know anything about this. So is this like something
about, man, we talking about fun stuff. Why do we want to talk about toys all the time?
If we don't need to talk about it, that's fine. I was just putting it up in case there's something that you want to answer here. Like,
you know, it's kind of like, man, when you're playing football all the time, like, damn, can we talk about basketball once in a while?
You can ignore it. That's fine. I just I didn't want to ignore in case it was something we wanted to talk about.
No. I mean, Columbia is cool. Columbia is real fun. Like, it's been a mind-opening experience here in Columbia, because most of the time, people, when you mention the word Columbia, the first thing that comes to people's minds is drugs and crime and all that. But it's been the complete opposite. You know, like I haven't seen any of that stuff, and the people here are very, very nice. The food is amazing. You know, it's like people are more similar than they are different. You know, and you got people to go to work, people to go to school, trying to earn a living, and then they want to have a good time when work is done. It's the same thing here. It's the same thing in China. It's the same thing in Europe. It's the same thing. So, and that's in a weird way how we talk about horror. I love the human experience. I love the real experience that people go through and engage in that, and seeing how the culture and society works and operates. So like, it's the same thing here, and it's been a mind-opening experience.
You know, so I
would say when I think of Colombia, I think of the food. So I don't know, like
I think of Pablo Escobar and his hippos.
We are two different places.
I went by there. I went by a park where he has all his hippos like still there and stuff, and his old neighborhood too. You know, and it's funny because I've been in similar places. You know, and honestly, I know some guys that wind up, you know, being drug dealers in the United States and doing extreme stuff. And other than buying cars and stuff, they would do some extreme stuff with their money. And so once you start to see that, then it's like, man, like if you're doing something illegally and you making money hand over fist, you're gonna wind up doing some wild stuff with your money because you just got so much of it. You know, and that's the hippo thing was kind of wild, you know. But if you got money, you're gonna do some wild stuff. I mean, Michael Jackson had a whole zoo at his house, you know,
a menagerie of animals. No, because the reason with the hippos like caught on to me was what I was hearing was like because they don't have any natural predators, unlike in, you know, Africa where they were, like there's nothing that's eating the hippos, so they're like proliferating and they're taking over the whole system. There are no lions and tigers like to keep them in check, and it's actually a real situation.
Yeah, because now the ecosystem is thrown off balance. You know, and that's the thing that people don't think about when they do these things. Like, you know, animals, insects, everything is there for a reason, to keep the ecosystem of the balance, like that balance together. You know, it's like the circle of life. And once you throw that out of whack, then you have things within land that just go topsy-turvy. You know, it's not functioning the right way. You know, so it's like deer season when there's too many deers.
Yep,
I hear you.
Like,
you get your 92-year-old grandpa on the truck.
Yep,
he's like, yo, I'm going shopping. Get my meat.
Fanboy Prime. If you send your address to myself
or an address,
or
it doesn't have to be.
Doesn't have to be yours. Like
just an address.
If you want it to be your grandma, whatever.
That we can send a card to.
We'll add you to the list, and you'll get one next year.
Somebody's gonna say, "Who in the hell keeps sending me this call?"
If you want to prank a friend, I don't care.
Whatever, it's fine.
I'll send one to everybody in your entire family if you want me to. Yes. I don't care.
Oh man, remember the days when you can crank call someone, man? Those were the days.
I mean, the days, like I do at least like twice a day now.
No, you don't.
I have like Google voice numbers. I call people all the time.
No, that's a good way to do it. I used to love crank calls, man. I was addicted to crank calls at one point in my life. Oh man. And I was telling you, like when I worked at Marvel at Toy Biz, I used to crank call my grandmother every Friday. And we actually called it, crank call grandma day. And like my boss would be there, all the guys standing around the phone, and she would just be belligerent and say the most wildest stuff. Or I would say like really get her going. I would say like hey, we were in the office talking, and the guy said that Elvis created rock and roll, and she would go crazy. That's a goddamn lie. I was there. What about Lil Richie? What about Chuck Berry? They lying, and she would go crazy, and then and start cussing and everything, and all the guys would start cracking up. So I would do that all the time for years, just to get her energy going. I would crank call her every Friday.
I love that so much.
Oh, I like this question from Fanboy Prime about while traveling, if you learned any disturbing ghost stories from different cultures.
Yeah, you find out there's always like that, like the mystery or the myth of the area, like the Chupacabra and all that, Bigfoot and all that other stuff. But then you start like hearing like how we talked about like someone got murdered or somebody got hit by a car and then all this other stuff happened on the road. You start hearing stories like that. And it's like, man, like what else is going on? Like when we were driving in Colombia and we were going by this lake, and the guy that we was driving with, he was like, that lake is haunted, and anytime, because there's gold down there, there's a lot of gold down there, but people go in there and they try to get the gold, and they always die trying to go down there, like machines malfunction, and it's this crazy like totem there, and it's to warn off people from going in this water, because if you do, you will die. But you actually see people along the road like praying at the edge of this lake as well. So and I was like, man, that's crazy. Like, wonder what happened there. Like how did whoever went in there, how did they wind up dying? You know what I'm saying? Like, did they drown? Did they hit the head on a rock? Did someone push them there and they couldn't swim? Like, what happened? What transpired for them to die? You know what I'm saying? So,
and you can feel that. Like, I mean, I'm a big believer in like feeling some of that energy. Like, you can feel. I know you don't believe this at all.
No. Like, I'm rolling my eyes because you don't believe in ghosts.
I don't believe.
And you're
in
like,
ghosts.
you feel that.
No, I think that there are like negative energy spots, and like you can like if you go into some place that's like not quite right, which is almost never a cemetery to me. Like a cemetery, honestly, like
people don't get unalived in cemeteries.
People don't get unalived in cemeteries. They're just like going there to rest. Like that is not a thing. But like if there's, I don't know, there's places where you can get like a little, like you can feel that negativity.
Yeah, you know what that is? Those are ghosts.
Wow, whatever.
or yeah, I mean, it's like the unexplained, right? Because there is, at least I believe, there is. Like life doesn't just like lights out when you're done. Like there's something else beyond this realm, right? But you hear all the time or read stories when people are like kind of trapped between, or souls are trapped between worlds. And sometimes there's actual footage of this or images of it. It's especially when someone dies in a very blunt or like traumatic way. Like their soul didn't have the chance to be released the way that it should have and all that stuff. So you start to see and feel these things, then your mind starts running away with you. And then if you think it is going to start to happen, you'll start to see it. I used to scare myself a lot when I was a kid. Like I said, I was a latchkey kid. Trees were walking. I thought I would see red eyes out the window. Like I thought I would see spaceships, like UFOs and all that other stuff. You know, I thought I would see all that stuff, you know. And
I'm a believer. Like I don't know. Like,
oh, you think your ghost cat? Are you gonna tell your ghost cat story?
I mean, I believe in ghosts and spirits. Like I feel I've seen a ghost in my lifetime, and well, I haven't seen the ghost cat, but I felt a ghost cat, and like
rubbed up.
What did it feel like? What did it feel like?
Just like it just felt like a cat. Like, you know, like if a cat like walked by and like rubbed up, like kind of rubbed against your leg and walked by.
But it was nothing there.
There was nothing there. So okay. So when I was in high school, so we got I'll tell 2 stories here if you're interested. So when I was a kid, I lived in a house that like it was like always under construction, right? So it was like a house that it was an older house that people kept trying to like renovate and everything, but they never but it was always ongoing. There was always a problem with it, right? For one reason or another. And I can't remember how long we lived there. It was probably
this the house over that got flooded?
No, this was the one before that house. Okay. But I think we had only lived there a couple of years, but I woke up like at a weird time. It was like 3 or 4 in the morning. I think it was, how old was I? I was like 5 or 6. And, like this is a very vivid thing that still like sticks with me, like, 40 years later or whatever. Right. Like, but I woke up and just for no reason. Right. And sat up in bed, and in front of me was like a shadowy figure. Right. And I was like not natural, right? Like not something that you would just wake up and see. And then like it scared me, right? Because I was like, what is this? And so I jump out of bed, go running down the stairs, and it like comes towards me, as I'm going down the stairs. And then like as I go into like the light, right, it kind of dissipates. Because my mom's sitting downstairs. She's like, what are you doing? Because I ran down and hid behind a table. I'm like, there's a ghost chasing me down the stairs, and she didn't believe me. It was like 4 o'clock in the morning, right?
Your mom was probably like 3 beers in.
Probably,
right?
probably. It was 7 and 7. Okay, like
okay, fine. 7 and 7.
Right, get it right. She was looking at weak stuff.
Yeah. And so like, she's like, nah, it's probably like a shadow from like the bookcase. And I'm like, that does not make any type of logical sense. Like shadow from the bookcase, no, right? And so but it was a house that was like always under construction. Everybody was always trying to renovate it. And, like theoretically or supposedly, right? People say that like, when you kind of mess with like the houses and whatnot, right? Like, it kind of stirs up the spirits and stuff. And so nobody, unless somebody can figure out a logical way to convince me otherwise that I did not see a ghost and it did not chase me on the stairs, I will forever believe that I saw a ghost and it chased me on the stairs. Yeah. But anyway, so second story, in high school, like I was friends with this girl whose mother was blind, and but she also considered herself like a medium. The mother, not the girl.
But she was Wicca, right? Like she.
Yeah, and they like believed in like the Wicca, like they were Wiccan or whatever, right? Whatever religion was. Yeah. And so like I went over. She invited me over one time, like just hang out, and she's like, I have to warn you though, like just before we go in case there's a situation, because like there's a lot of people that like I invite over to my mom's house and then they kind of just leave and never talk to me again. And she's like, so like we have a ghost cat. And she's like, they're like, it was like, what, it's one of my mom's old cats, like, it passed away in the house, and like every once in a while you can kind of feel it like rub up against your leg. And she's like, and if you do, like, don't worry, like it's fine, like, it's just no harm, right? So I'm like, I'm skeptical about the ghost cat, right? Like if somebody was like ghost cat, I would be like, nah, you're out of your mind, right? Even though like I feel I've seen a ghost in the shape of a person, right? Yes. Ghost cats, and like
you were in high school, and this ghost cat definitely touched your leg.
And I'm a person that like I don't believe anything is true until like I have physical proof I've seen it or I've touched it, right?
Right.
Like right. I won't believe anything anybody tells me. Like science means nothing unless I can understand the logic. I'm like, you can tell me this is science, but like you got to tell me how it works before I'll believe you, right? And so, but I felt it like rub up against my leg, and then it came back a little bit later, like on the other one, and like like you just kind of get like the little pricklies in the back of your neck, and then after that, she was like, by the way, because she saw I was like, oh, like it didn't bother me, I didn't go running out the door, right? She's like, by the way, if you hear footsteps above you, we also have a spirit that lives in the attic, and I was like, okay.
But this was also the girl, her mother said that you don't go down a path and then turn right around. You have to make a circle. So
you have to close the loop
so that the evil spirits don't follow you.
Because they can follow you home.
I'm just like,
that's a real thing though. Like, I mean,
yeah, you still do that to this day. We can't like go someplace and
specifically
then turn right around.
Like
you have to like make some sort of weird.
You got to
circle.
Close the loop.
I don't know, man.
I learned. I'm not trying to be superstitious, but like
a little superstitious.
But I mean, you never know.
You never know.
When I worked at Hasbro in Rhode Island, we used to live across the street from these witches. Like they were real witches, like a male and a female. They used to have, and they would have their friends come over, and they would go in the backyard and do like their whole like lunar festival thing and all this stuff. And man, but at night they would sit and chant. And me and my ex-wife at the time, we're like creeping, like peeking out the window and everything. And one night I thought I saw like this, they had a flame going and it was turning colors. Like it went to blue. Like it was a yellowish flame, then it went to blue. And I'm like, something's going on over there. But my ex-wife, she opened up the window. She's like, "What's going on?" Like, man, down, and they're like, "Get out! They're gonna see you. Like, they're gonna throw some whammies on us or something like that."
Yeah, don't invite that stuff in. I'll get you.
So invite a lot of stuff in, man, and it's real. Like voodoo or like making voodoo dolls or doing seances. Like you kind of invite. If you pray for good, you can also pray for the bad stuff too. There's evil spirits floating around, there's good spirits floating around, and that energy can, if you tap into it, that was also a crazy thing about Spencer Gifts, because like I remember when I was at church, this guy was like, "Man, you need to leave there because they do some satanic stuff over there." I'm like, "Man, that never happens." But because people used to think this, because Spencer was the only place where you can actually get a Ouija board. And back then, Ouija boards was like the internet for ghosts. Like if you had it, people just thought that you would invite spirits into your house, like just automatically, just by even having it. And I was always deathly afraid of Ouija boards. And it's so wild that when I worked at Spencer, I never even had the need to even look at one. I would just like it never even crossed my mind. But when I was a kid, man, those things were like real. Like
I mean, it's still real.
I won't mess with a Ouija board.
I would never mess with a Ouija board. Like that would open something, and I wouldn't do it.
I still feel like Pandora's box.
I just
you don't mess with.
There are just some things that science doesn't prove, right? So I don't know. Like,
would not invite that into my home.
No.
Actually, it was funny. My parents they bought this house in their small town a couple years ago when they were fixing it up or whatever, and they found a Ouija board in the attic. And my mom called me. She's like, "What do I do?" I was like, "Just burn it. Just just burn it. Just burn that. Yep. Just get rid of it." Like
that's the right answer.
Do not
burn it. Burn it to hell.
Do not mess with that.
No, there's I wouldn't say I'm a very superstitious individual, but I just feel like there's some things you don't mess with. I don't know. Like if somebody's like, "Hey, there's a lake over here that's haunted. If you swim in it, you'll be possessed by something." Right. I would not go swim in that lake.
That's why I don't like tarot cards, man. Like
same thing. Yeah,
the tarot card thing, and I'm like, man, you're inviting. It's like you're inviting Dracula into your house. Like you're inviting that stuff to you. So I don't do tarot cards either.
Yeah.
No.
See,
No.
don't make a loop, sir. You close the loop.
Oh, close loop. Thank you, Stormfire Blizzard.
You have to close it.
There's some weird.
If you guys are walking, and if there's a pole, do you split the pole?
No, why would you do that? That's
But
weird.
you go around, like
What do you
because
mean?
you have to close that loop. Like, so you'd go around the pole. If the
I would
pole
not
doesn't, like,
go in a circle around a pole. What are you talking about?
Yeah, you would. Well, you go in a circle though. You don't just like stop when we get to someplace and then just straight turn around. You do like a loop.
Generally,
Yeah,
but,
you
but
wild
like
person.
I'm just saying, like, you're saying if we're walking, right, and there's a pole here.
Yeah.
Do we go around? Do we bow or do we split?
I don't know. Do we?
I think it depends. I think it depends.
I have no
No,
idea.
my best friend, he even like, if you split the pole, like you're just inviting yourself for badness. Like
Yeah. I
he
can
would
see
go nuts when we were kids about splitting the pole. So it's like now, whenever as an adult, if we're walking, I can't split the pole. I gotta, and if we do, then I'll do what you're talking about, like close the loop. I'll go back
Go
around.
back around. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't know, so I'm just
Yeah.
like,
There's a lot of ancient knowledge that we're just not aware of,
You
right?
know?
Like there's a lot in our like history and our DNA that got us to this point that we
Humans
like
been around
might
for a
not have-
long time and done some strange things. You know, a lot of sacrifices, a lot of calling on the spirits. When there's a lot that's still unknown. There's a lot that's unknown. You know, and you know, there's energy. There's energy in the things that we don't know about.
No.
I believe, anyway.
I believe.
I believe.
You don't believe.
So I did have this on we have this wheel of questions that we do, but like I
Let's do
feel as if this is on the question wheel.
Oh,
but
you're just gonna ask.
I'm
it?
just gonna ask this.
Oh, okay.
Is like what's your favorite conspiracy theory? Like what's the thing that when you think about you're like, yeah, that could be it, or it's just so wild you're kind of obsessed with?
Well, I mean, I think growing up the way we did, it was always the JFK conspiracy, right? Like who did it? Like who killed JFK, and all about the grassy knoll and the magic bullet, and was it the mob? Was it the government? Was it, you know, all this other stuff? And so like that was always a big deal, especially like we were inundated as kids with that, like seeing this violent act over and over and over again every year. Like it was celebrated. So that was always a thing. My most recent one has been the 3-Eye Atlas thing. Like, how is it that we can get so many good photos of Mars and all sorts of stuff, but whenever that thing was flying around, like everything was always blurry, but it was always doing well. There was just some strange things that were happening with its trajectory and all this other stuff, and some of the things were explained in a scientific way, but also some things just weren't. And it kind of opened up the gates of all the other UFOs that have now, like the government is starting to say, yeah, it was where we try to shoot one down and the missile just deflected off of it.
I mean, there's not a lot of bipartisan stuff in America, but there is bipartisan consensus about UFOs. Like both all sides of the aisle are like, yeah, let's dig into this because this is fishy.
Yeah, and to the point where now is like there's almost like a threat type of thing now. Like there's like we need to watch what's going on over the waters, and there can be no flight paths and all this other stuff. So it's like, man, like what is actually going on? And especially when you start thinking about how vast just our solar system is, and then you know how ancient it is, and man, like we're the only ones that's in this entire universe. Like we're the only ones. I mean, it's special if we are, but damn, that's like a lot of wasted space, you know. And so like that always gets you. But now the fact that there's so many UFO, not just sightings, but confirmed interactions from like the government. That's the thing that's like bugging me out. Now, is it a distraction from all the other stuff that's going on? It could be, but also too, is it really situations and instances where things have occurred And because these whatever is happening is causing an alarm, now it's starting to become a thing.
Yeah.
Now the McRib, what is it? What kind of meat?
What it says. I don't eat a lot of fast food, but I will eat that McRib.
Man, I don't know. What is it?
Should I bring up my conspiracy theory? What
Go
I
ahead.
think our thing is?
I have no idea which one. The Miss Grip?
No. Wait, the one, my special one that you think is ludicrous.
Sure, why not?
You don't even know what I'm talking about.
I have no idea what you're talking
All
about.
right. So my theory is that we're an ant farm.
Oh yeah.
My theory is like that, like there's other stuff out there, right? Like, but we're just basically somebody's ant farm and they forgot about us.
I just started up that ant farm and we're just going.
Yeah.
Could be.
That's my own original my own original theory is like that. Yeah, we just like we're sentient, right? Like, I mean, or maybe not. Maybe we're a simulation. Just 50% chance, but like theoretically, right?
Neil
like,
deGrasse Tyson has said, an astrophysicist has said, there's a 50% chance that we are a simulation, and I don't know.
Theoretically,
who am I to disagree?
We're
with
real
that?
people, right? But it's like, if you think about like an ant farm as a kid, right? Like you get an ant farm. I don't know. I never had one. I was too poor for that. I watched ants outside though, but like they build, they grow, they make colonies and this and this and that. But like as a kid, eventually
they go to war, they help each other, they do everything that we do.
Yeah, but eventually you're just like, this sucks, and you go on to a better toy, right? You're like forget these living things, right? Like I'm gonna just empty them out outside, or you just forget to feed them, and then that's that. That's what I think happened.
Yeah.
But so aliens, right? Like extraterrestrial, whatever, right? I don't know whatever you want to call them.
Mm-hmm.
They're out there, right? They've been here, but then they just got tired and forgot about us and found something else and kind of went on.
Yeah. Well, so from
maybe they came back. I don't know.
Another good conspiracy theory is about the moon. So so I do think we've gone to the
Collector.
moon.
Okay.
But what I think is though that there's a non-zero chance we faked the first moon landing simply to spite the Soviets. Like I think there is a possibility we faked all that just to be like, now we did it first. Like, do you have any thoughts on the moon landing?
Yeah, because during that time, the height of the Cold War, it was a Cold War, and it was really to show the might and the power. If we can send a rocket to the moon, we can send a rocket to your land. And it was the nuclear age and all that. I don't know if you guys ever seen that movie Capricorn 1. Have you ever seen that with O.J. Simpson and Josh Brolin, when James Brolin, when they faked the moon landing and they landed like in the desert, and because they were trying to get back to like society, it was like, they were on the hunt, like to not tell this story, and on one hand, it's like there's certain scientific evidence that is like, all right, anyone can take a picture, but suppose you could still see like all the moon landing gear still there that this Chinese or Indian satellite had taken pictures of. But then like when you see the lantern lunar and it blasts off, like the way that that rainbow kind of flame and all, like there's science about all of that and the technology that came out of that. However, there was a lot of going on during the Cold War to fake each other out, particularly the Russians, because it was a real thing back in the day, in the late 60s, the 50s, the 60s, the 70s, to the point where a lot of propaganda in the 80s, like that's why we had movies like Red Dawn and Rocky 3, Rocky 4, and all this other stuff. Like it was a big deal. And like my mom used to talk about how they would have like drills with the siren that would go off, and like air raid sirens and all that stuff. And they had to go under the desk and all that, especially during like the Bay of Pigs era. So there was a lot of tension that was going on, and the psychological part was the main thing. Like,
Mhm.
how can America psychologically one up the rest of the world? And 1969 was like one of the most turbulent years in America, and we couldn't even hold a international phone call. It wasn't even 100 years prior to the airplane being invented,
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
and then all of a sudden we're going to the moon.
And having a crystal clear connection from the moon. Like that we could understand people. No, it's a wild, I mean, I'm with you. Like it's a wild
But I mean, I believe that it did happen, but there's also other theories out there that we didn't go to the moon as many times as we said we did.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
To bring it back to like toys and pop culture, like, because I'll close the circle here, but like, how much do you think some of these sort of conspiracy theories and some of that, like, do you feel that influence in pop culture? Do you feel that in like, toys and the MCU and like, I mean, because as a very casual observer here, like I kind of feel that like some of this.
I mean, if you really know Marvel, like the Soviet super soldiers kind of came out of that whole thing. Uatu, who's on the moon, I mean, he lives on the moon. He's literally the man on the moon, the Watcher, and that came out of the whole, moon landings things. It was so many stories. But also, too, you got to remember that people at Marvel, they weren't all of the same mind. Like you had a lot of counterculture people. You had a lot of people that wanted to I won't say so much defy the government, but kind of in a sarcastic or illustrative way, kind of shed light on things that they couldn't literally speak on, right? Mm-hmm. Like whether it's drugs or psychedelics or whatever racism, things that were going on, it was told in a story form, so these creators could express what was going on. And clearly, there was a lot of like, for me, I used to love this show called In Search Of with Leonard Nimoy. And Leonard Nimoy, that show In Search Of, would just pump conspiracy theories every week. Like every week. I mean, it was Bigfoot, UFOs, the Loch Ness Monster, the Yeti. I mean, all kinds of wild shit. And you didn't know if it was real or not. And it was like, on one hand, especially when you're a kid, you're programmed, you're born to listen to adults. You're like, your parents are your first teachers. Adults are the people that you trust. You have no idea not to, you inherently trust them. So when I was a kid, seeing Leonard Nimoy on Star Trek being this smart alien, and then he has a show called In Search Of, and he's pumping conspiracy theories, my mind was like, I don't know what's what. Like, I don't know what's going on, but something clearly has been going on for a long time. And are we being told the truth? And I think that's what it really boils down to. Like, are we really being told the truth on a lot of things? Particularly now that you're starting to see how much energy goes into a lie to distract people. Like, now we can really see it because we can communicate in a way that we never could communicate before.
Yeah.
So now you actually see how much energy really goes into propaganda or misguiding people, trying to change the narrative, try to change ideas in a way where you're playing on people's fears, their emotions, and all religions, their whatever it is. So imagine how it was when we didn't have this window of the world like the internet or cell phones. Like, you really, like you said, you live in a small town.
Right.
And those stories become the truth. And if you say a lie often enough, it becomes the truth.
Right.
And
those stories now become the truth for like millions of people versus 5,000. And so,
especially like when you start to understand, like for instance, like back in the day in the 50s, there was like the MK Ultra program.
But that was real. MK Ultra was like a real government program. That's the problem with some of this stuff, is like,
it was absolutely real. But prior to it coming out as being real, it sounded like a movie.
Right.
You know, it's like the Manchurian Candidate. That's not real. But then you find out it actually is real. It was real. And there were experiments and psychological experiments and all this other stuff to try to manipulate minds as a means of warfare or crowd control, population control, and controlling the masses. And it's like, man, like what else have we been experimenting on and not even knowing that it was an experiment? In our food, what we watch,
Pepsi Clear,
all kinds of stuff.
Petroleum-based food dyes.
I'm just saying, Pepsi Clear. You don't get clear tasting Pepsi unless it's an experiment. No.
Absolutely.
I'm just gonna get on my little soapbox here for a hot second, like, and I don't mean to get too political or like crazy or whatever, right? But like,
because we're not talking about politics, even though that's what we talk about.
Yeah, I just I fundamentally believe that like we were in a better place like early 2000s, 90s before, right? Like I don't know, like as much as I love the internet,
because we wouldn't be having this conversation.
Yeah, we wouldn't be having this conversation.
Like I would not know you. We would not be talking right now and all that.
Like it's just so.
And is this alien technology?
Yeah, right. I would like if we could do this telepathically.
I mean, it's going to happen eventually. We're all going to.
This is like Star Trek. I mean, this is like Star Trek right now.
Yeah. There's so much fake stuff and misinformation on the internet nowadays. Like it very much frustrates me because it kind of goes in line with what we're talking about here, right? Like whether it's toys or conspiracy theories or whatever, right? Is like it's so hard to know what's real anymore, and that's very frustrating to me because as a person that likes to just know what is and isn't real, like I was kind of saying earlier, like I don't believe anything unless I can see it or touch it or or whatever, right? Like you got to prove to me that it's a real thing, and I'm not going to try and go down the AI path.
Well, I actually wanted to, you're teeing me up to the AI question here of like,
but like, it's just while we're talking about this type of stuff, right? It's like I just feel like that there's so much media manipulation that goes on, and like a lot of people don't know that it's like media manipulation, like that most of like the internet stuff is like run by bots and like other people, you know what I mean? Like
we crossed that threshold very recently where at least 51% of the internet is bots. It's not real people posting real things. Like we've crossed that Rubicon. But like,
so I guess to sum up what I'm trying to say is like, do your research, people. Like if don't believe what comes up in your Instagram feed or whatever else, right? Like look into it, and because you can't believe it with your eyes anymore.
That's the thing. Is like the source of what it is you're researching, right? It's like now it's not like you had like one of the saddest things that's happening in America right now is the death of education.
Yes.
Like it is very sad not only to see teens and young adults who can't read or can't write or like basic fundamentals, but also too it's like this weaponizing education and because there's so much false information. So it's like, well, where's the source coming from? Like you got 4 out of 5 dentists. Why the fuck is this 5th dentist always wrong? Like
he's not wrong, he just knows better.
But see now, and then it's like, does he really know better? Does he know what the other 4 don't know? Is that the truth?
Is he the one that's not bought? Like, I mean,
he didn't accept the bribe.
I listened to this guy. God, I wish I could remember who it was. And he was talking about braces. And I had braces as a kid. I had real gnarly teeth because I had fallen as a kid. I messed up my teeth. Like it's yeah. So
she came from a small town.
I came from a small town, but no, really, I fell. I had like gnarly teeth here and like braces. But then I was listening to this guy and he was saying, hey, if you did braces, it actually like messes up and your teeth are going to fall out early or later in life because you're not able to grow that root system there. I was like, oh God. am I just gonna like lose all my teeth like so much earlier than everybody else?
Because that fifth dentist.
Because it was that fifth dentist, and he was right.
He didn't accept the bribe.
He didn't take that big orthodontia money.
but we believe it because it's pressed upon us, like whether it's the food pyramid, you know, how we supposed to have these 3 meals a day and what we're supposed to eat. Come to find out, it's all industry driven. You know, or what it is that we're reading, and then come to find out, you know, it's behind a media conglomerate is behind it. You know, so it's like there's so much. One of the things that I do love about being here in Columbia is that I'm away from that American echo chamber, where it's like, you're not, you know, watching the news every day, or like the most wildest thing in America. And this is, to me, one of the biggest, because it's not it's kind of like a conspiracy theory, but it's a medical thing, is the commercials of the pharmaceuticals. Like this, I was watching YouTube TV to get like an American feed, and I haven't listened to these commercials in a while. So this one commercial, and it's like about clear skin and losing weight and something, but then it's like you can get this outbreak around your anus, like boil, and you're
small price to pay, in my opinion.
Right, these gastro pains and throat issues, and then it went to like you can have psychological things, and nightmares may persist, and like I'm like, what the. Just to clear your skin, and like you can't drink water and eat fruit, eat some vegetables, back away from the soda. Like we can't tell each other to do like the natural stuff that, like you said, humans been procreating for a long time. We come from an ancient species of people. Somehow they were very, very healthy, even though their lifespans may not have been as long as they are now, but they were still way more healthier than a lot of the people walking around right now, right?
Yeah.
And it's like, but why not give a truthful, healthy alternative as opposed to trying to press all the pharmaceuticals? And then it's the money, right?
Yeah.
And then
where's the money and the truth?
Right? And so then it's like, man, who do you trust? Like you can't even eat something that you enjoy because there's something behind it.
Yeah.
That's hard. It's very difficult.
We're getting real deep here, and I'm like, this is fun.
This is fun. It's hard to know like the right thing though. Like it's hard to know. I mean, the conspiracy and all this other like pop culture stuff is like, where do I go with some
like
of this stuff?
I know you were gonna say something about AI, and I'm not trying to like. I know AI is a hot button right now for a lot of people, and I try to steer towards not engaging in it because
it ticks me off, man. When people are like, I hate AI and all this other stuff, and then they get in the car and they use like Google Maps, like you're using AI.
And that's what I was gonna say is like AI isn't AI. It's machine learning, and almost like all of our technologies have some level of machine learning for decades, right?
Yeah.
In just that. AI is the hot, like the buzzword, right? That they've recoined everything as, and to embed it in everything, and basically make it okay for them to take even more of your data, and like without you caring. And I'm like, Google knows everything about me. Like you don't have to label it AI. I feed you it. Like I don't care anymore.
I mean, particularly like in the pop culture world, because people automatically think art, like AI and then art, but it's totally different. And in China, because I was in China right before I came to Columbia, right? And in China, AI is embraced totally differently. Like it's the society views it as not only as a tool, but as a way to advance their society, you know, in education, in science, in the ways that they market their products, how they make their products, what their products are, you know, and they is like, I have this thing where I say I have the Gene Roddenberry Star Trek view of AI and not the James Cameron Terminator view of AI. Like humans have done some very, very dastardly, dangerous things throughout time before AI. we're actually less violent now than we were back in
Yeah, no matter what
the day.
anybody says, if you
You
look
know,
at the data, we are way less violent as a species now than we have been in any part of our evolution.
absolutely.
We just can see it more now. Like
Mhm.
we just have the
Right.
24-hour news cycle, but we are
Right.
way more
Right.
peaceful than any other time in world history.
Right.
Yeah.
But like the crucifixion didn't start with Jesus. People were being crucified and violently crucified before, you know,
Yeah.
and that was just a violent act. You would get stoned to death, burned at the stake, you know, for you know, having, you know, a hood on your head, or carrying tomatoes. Like tomatoes used to be called wolf apples because it was associated right with like paganism and stuff like that. You
Yeah.
know, like especially if you're into religion and reading the Bible, the Old Testament, God was violent as I mean, he was whipping you, doing everything to take
He
you out.
smote a
Like,
lot of people. It was smote
No.
like every other.
so like humans, unfortunately can do some very dangerous things without this technology that we have now. We've always used some form of technology to harm ourselves and to advance ourselves. So it's really the mindset of the persons or the persons at the helm. But now there's such a overt need to control that it's become now it like you don't know what's what or where it's going, other than just we're all on this roller coaster ride that's going downhill real fast.
Yeah.
But
So
I would say
I was gonna say, this is what Prime said here. This is
Oh,
this is how I feel, right? Is like, if we use, so you know, when computers first came out, everybody lost their minds, thinking it's gonna replace everything, the world was gonna end, this and that, right?
Y2K.
Yeah, why like
Oh
computers?
yeah, remember that Y2K?
Yeah, right. Computers didn't replace people; they made people more efficient. Sure, there are some jobs that were lost because of computers.
Just like calculators.
Yeah.
Calculators made people more efficient.
Right. And so the problem is, like, if we the solution, if we use AI like we use computers, it like advances us, right? Like it allows us to be better, do better things like quicker, right? But unfortunately, I think most people probably use AI to do the opposite of that, right? It's like for shortcuts and to not learn, right? It's like, do this for me, instead of like, how do I do this so I know how to do it, just in case AI disappears, you know, where like you were talking about like the education. We had Jason Michael last week, and we were talking to him about this a little bit too, because he is an English teacher in Canada,
in Quebec. So he's in like Quebec is like 80% of the people only speak French.
But he was saying in like college right now, like there's a lot of people that just want the answers, right? It's not how do I get the answer, it's just tell me the answer so then I can move on. And I think AI is probably only encouraging that, because if you ask AI a question and don't say, but also explain to me how I do this myself next time, like it's just going to give you the answer, right?
It's not just young people. That's also the fallacy, you know. Like one of the things that Suge Knight said, that one of the most profound things that Suge Knight ever said was, prejudice isn't always black and white, it's mostly young and old. And a lot of older people, especially like the boomer generation, now that I'm in Generation X, I'm starting to see, I see my generation do it a lot now, that they try to dump on the younger generation like it's all them, like they're the ones using AI and all that. But then you got people in my generation on their cell phones all the time, on social media all the time, talking about the people that's on social media all the time. You know what I'm saying? So to the point where it's almost like you're starting to see them like sell their soul, you know, by dancing half naked, you know, throwing their panties and all this other shit, throwing their nipples. It's all kind of crazy. I mean, I like showing my nipples. I mean, I love it. But
who doesn't?
I don't want anyone's response. You know what I mean? I'm not looking for that. But it just seems like everybody is under the thumb of technology right now. It's like fire. It's like fire has, everyone has found the way to weld fire now, and we're using it vastly different. And maybe we shouldn't be controlling the fire like we should.
Yeah.
We're doing more than just heating our homes. We're burning down the home now.
Yeah.
And that's the dangerous part, that we have such power at our control, and we're still a relatively young species. Going back to your anthill thing, maybe this is why other civilizations aren't communicating with us, because it's a prime directive thing. Like, we're not ready yet. We're not ready to be communicated with yet. And judging how we're still sophisticated barbarians, where we, particularly in America, where schools are getting shot up, churches are getting shot up, people can get killed randomly. It's like, man, y'all just don't get it. You just don't get it yet. So why should you be tapped into a higher civilization? Because all you're going to do is infect that.
Yep.
So I think we just have too much power too soon. Maybe we shouldn't have gone to the moon. Maybe we should have continued to dream about it, because those dreams pushed us further. Now we don't need to dream, to the point where people actually do not dream anymore. And that's a real thing, because the brain waves and the our electrical systems are being co-opted now, that we're not receiving the things that we need to receive naturally the way that we should. So
that's interesting. Like, I don't know that I dream as much as what I used to, and is that, I remember, like, I think when I was younger, I would have a lot of dreams, but it's very rare anymore that I have dreams. And is that, I haven't thought about that until you said that right now.
Is that technology, or just because you're a stressed adult?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what the answer is there.
It could be too, because now kids are stressed more now. You don't even hear kids talking about their dreams like they used to. Like, when I was a kid, we would talk about dreams the first half hour of school like we saw a movie. And it's like, I don't even hear parents talking about their kids having those discussions anymore.
Interesting. That's wild.
So I think that there's a lot of things that, that is known about our bodies and our minds in a scientific way. And there's way more that science does not know. Doctors do not know. But I think that what is happening is that, because like for instance, like right now, we have so many signals and waves floating around in our heads, like around us, like literally. There's radio waves, there's microwaves, there's all kinds of stuff.
There's 5G.
We got 5G, we got Wi-Fi, we got light, we got microwave.
And that's one of the things I will always tell my son, because he would, he was 19, 20 years old, and he would be stressed to the point where I'm like, it's not normal for a 20-year-old to be stressed about what you're stressed about. Like, that's not normal, but it's happening a lot. And I'm like, we're inundated with so much light and things that's keeping our attentions or just our signals is out of whack. That is co-opting our bodies in ways that we may not know. And it's like these stresses or these worries are more than just you on social media seeing your friends. Like, a lot of people doom scroll, but they having like all this stuff in their face. It's like that movie They Live, right? Yeah. You don't see the stuff that's going on, but it's happening to you anyway, regardless. And especially when you start to realize that a lot of this stuff is being weaponized, like for instance, the Havana syndrome. For years, it was something that was not real, a conspiracy theory, that it wasn't happening. Come to find out, a lot of from this invasion of Venezuela, that there's weapon systems that the government now have that was not disclosed to the public, where it has the same effects of the Havana syndrome.
Yep.
Where and one of the guards were talking about, like, we were throwing up blood coming out of our ears, out of our eyes, like it was a slaughter, and bullets wasn't even being shot. But then when the bullets were coming, it was like, hundreds at a time. Like, how is this possible? Like, they got stuff that we don't know about, but come to find out, these things are real. But what else was real to get us to that point? Like, what other things were tested on us unknowingly, because society is a bunch of guinea pigs for that stuff.
Yep.
And how does it affect you? How does it affect your offspring? How does it affect you biologically?
I don't think we know, because it's all so new, right? Like, we won't know for years, decades, generations, right?
And
real quick side interjection. Yeah. I don't know if you've read the comic. What is it? The Exorcism 1800 pen?
Oh yeah, that's interesting.
Ooh, it sounds interesting. I know I haven't read it.
It was a 4 or 5 issue like miniseries. But basically the Havana syndrome made me think of that, because that came up in the comic. But yeah, it's like a horror story about
the White House.
The White House. Like, it's kind of interesting.
And the first family. But it's no, that's actually that's a good call.
Yeah.
I liked
it was a good kind of short, like, horror story.
Yeah, it had that.
Isn't the White House supposed to be haunted, like with Abraham Lincoln's son or something like that?
Yeah, because he died, Thad Lincoln. He died in the White House.
Don't look at me.
No, yeah, no. I think the White House is probably haunted.
Oh yeah, the person that doesn't believe in ghosts.
I mean, I don't believe in ghosts. I mean, it has like an energy to it. You've had enough people die. You've had enough history. Like, it's burned down a couple of times. Like, I do believe in that. Like, those sorts of things.
Believes in energy, but she doesn't believe in ghosts.
I do.
What do you think ghosts are?
Oh, you know what's weird? You know what's weird? One time, like, I don't eat McDonald's and all that shit. What I remember distinctly, one night I had a cheeseburger from McDonald's, right? Mm-hmm. And I swear to you, when I bit into it, I heard, it was like I envisioned a slaughterhouse, and I just saw all these animals like screaming and hollering and being like, just slaughtered and manipulated to become this meat. It was like I bit into it, and like the soul of the meat, like I heard all the screams, and that was the weirdest feeling I ever had eating something. And it was like beyond just like my mind was bugging. I felt this wild energy, and I saw it in my mind. Like, it was weird.
Joke's on you. I mean, McDonald's doesn't even meat. No.
Beat those chickens at KFC and all that shit.
There's nanobots.
Well, like, to kind of bring this to storytelling and toys again, like, every generation we have our own stories, right? Like, so we have our own superheroes, we have our own villains, we have our own like things we're trying to tell. And I wonder if you think if you think that how this might be coming about in like the toys and the action figures here for the next generation, because I'm not all about demonizing the next generation, right? Like, we don't need to talk bad about folks, like, but like kids growing up in this like social media environment, like, how do you think that's going to influence like action figures and the toys and the stories and the whether that be comics or movies, like do you have any thoughts
honestly, I don't like where the toy world is going, because it's nothing but action figures. Like, toys are magical.
Mm-hmm.
Toys are not just action figures, but now you see so many action figures being put out by companies because they're either trying to promote a movie. Is such a sweet spot for sales, even though the production of action figures is a loss leader. It's a lot of money to make an action figure, and you got to pay for all these parts, all these molds, and it becomes topsy-turvy when you have to pay for all this and you're not really making that much in return. But we've been inundated with it so much because it's you know, this advancement in toys, but because it was something that could be pumped out so easily and quickly when there was a cartoon or a movie. And now it's almost like that's the standard. When to me, a lot of toys have lost the magic. You know, like Slinkies were magical. The hula hoop was something like light, light bright, and the Evil Knievel stunt cycle and Stretch Armstrong. Like I remember when my Stretch Armstrong, I was dying to know what was inside of it. I had to know, and back then it was
Cut
like,
it open? Did you how did you?
Oh yeah, hell yeah, I did. Because I wanted to see what was in there. And it was like molasses that was used to make that stretchy stuff, right? But the thing was, it was like there was so much creativity in making toys. To me, action figures are just one microcosm of toys. And I really can't stand when people say, well, I collect toys, I make toys, I'm into toys, but you're only into action figures. You make action figures. Where's the creativity? Where's the mechanism? Where's the cleverness? Where's that magic? There's so many action figures now. There's just that same thing, that one trick pony that is not magical anyway. But there's a reason why that happened, because there was so many movies, so much content. And then the idea, and this is coming from the inside, where it was like nothing can sell unless there's content wrapped around it. And I always thought that was bullshit, because there was a lot of, toys are not some new phenomenon. It's an ancient thing. And when you have kids, and there's always going to be kids, there's always going to be the need to preoccupy that kid. Kids are going to get on your nerves. They need to be preoccupied. Especially because of that, and that's what it was. Get out the way here, play with this. We got to do some farming here. I'll make you a little doll. This will capture your attention while we have to do this. Whatever the case may be. But it was to keep the kid preoccupied. Now you're starting to see that a lot of kids aren't really playing with action figures. It's a lot of adults that's using them, and they don't even play with them. They just put they just have them on the shelf. Now, to me,
I play with my toys.
That's a form of play, because in your mind, they're animated in your mind. They're doing stuff in your mind, but you're not physically doing anything with them anymore. Whereas when you're a kid, you're on the ground, you're rolling around with them, you're doing all kinds of stuff, playing with them in the bathtub, and taking them outside in the backyard, swinging them from trees. You're doing all kind of. They're like your friends when you're kids. I don't see kids playing with their toys like that anymore. It's like this line between this pop culture stuff and then STEM and STEAM, but there's nothing in between.
Yeah, I feel like there's like a little bit of. I don't know if shame is the right word, but like, I feel like there's not as much. How am I trying to say this? It's kids are not. I feel like a lot of kids are not made to feel like it's okay to play with toys.
Like you reach some certain age, and where it's like you gotta cut that off.
And
like it's.
So I know I have a lot of Transformers back here. I have a few vices here, right? We have Spider-Man, Venom, Deadpool, Transformers, right? Like, but kind of what you're saying about like toys versus action figures and stuff. Like, I actually have like a lot of kind of random stuff that I consider toys, right? Like, like we have some like Legos that aren't action figures, or Looney Bricks now. Shameless plug. But like I just have like I have various things like that I do photography with, that I consider to be like toys, right? That aren't necessarily action figures. Like that some might just be like accessories of some sort, like, but something that adds to something, but it has like a play value.
But let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Would you invite a 5-year-old kid in your room to play with that stuff?
I would invite them into this room, not my office. Because everything here is, I would say everything behind me is like Hasbro, right? It's stuff that, it was made for children.
Like for instance, like this Marvel Legends line that you have in front of you.
Yeah.
Would you let a kid like break open that package and start playing with that stuff?
Sure.
Yeah, you would.
I would.
I mean, he's given away whenever we have a kid. So whenever we have a child come over here, because we don't have any children, but we like the kid always leaves with something.
Yeah.
They are given something to play with, at least one something. Sometimes they end up with multiple something.
Usually, so they'll leave this one, but no, no.
Yeah, you gotta watch kids. They'll be like, "Well, yeah, I like this one, but could I have this one too?"
I mean, we had some kids over like a little while back, and I think they had 20 things off the shelves.
Yeah.
I think it. I guess I'll say the stipulation is it depends on the child. If it is a child that doesn't come in and is like snap, right? Like if it is a child that respects
that's the kid I'm talking about,
right?
That's the kid I'm talking about.
Like, but there are adults that do that too. They'll walk in like, "Hey, what's this?" Boom, right?
Because like when I worked at Hasbro, like I used to bring my son toys every day.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember one year we worked on this star screen, this giant star screen, and I think it was the star screen G.I. Joe combo or something like that. And I gave it to my son. People in the office thought I was nuts. It was like, why would you let your and he was like 4 years old at the time, something like that. It's like, why would you let him play with it? I'm like, because it's a fucking toy. Like, why not? and because I love Speed Racer. And by proxy, my son loved Speed Racer. We used to watch it together. And I had this giant Mach 5, and it had all the bells and whistles. It was a collector's item. But the thing that turned me out about making toys was like, we define what a collector's item is, but it's all manufactured the same way, sometimes in the same place. But we put this value on it that this is a special edition, but this one isn't, and they're made in the same place. So I let my son play with it, and he wrecked it. But he had so much fun wrecking it, and just being just wild with it, and then figuring out how to put it together, and then wrecking it again, and putting it back together, and all that other stuff, and sleeping with it. I mean, he slept in the car, But it was like, why should I put these imaginary caveats on what he should and shouldn't play with? And that's the thing that bothers me about the toy industry right now. Like, there's things that you should physically play with, but then there's things that you can't play with because it's a collector's item. Like, to me, it's just a plastic thing that we've manufactured.
See, I'm not an inbox person. Anything I have in box is just because I'm slow at opening. Like, I take everything out. I take everything out. Like, I play with like everything at least once. Like, all my Transformers, I have transformed at least once. I try to do twice. I know I have a lot of them back here. Actually, I have a pile over here I need to unbox. I was waiting on shelves. We got shelves. Like, I just need to restructure, right? But so I think there are very few things that, like, if a child came in was like, "Hey, can I play with this?" Assuming that they're a child that understands, like, playing doesn't mean throwing it at the TV or the best breaking, right? Like, because I'm like, the TV costs money, like this costs money too, but like, I want to replace the TV, I'll replace the toy.
See, that's where we start putting these caveats on stuff by what we put the monetary exchange on. That's the thing that does it.
But I think,
let me ask you this about the Transformers. Because you know the Optimus Prime and the Megatron that transforms by itself.
Yeah, I got him over here.
Yeah, we have them.
Oh my God, I detest those things.
Like, I have a little.
If there's one quote unquote toy that I hate those things. I can't stand
those Robisons.
So,
I hate them so much because you're not playing with it. It's doing it for you. It's like I don't want a transformer that transforms for me. I can't stand that. I want to do that.
So the reason why I got it, and this is where I have a little bit of buyer's remorse, is because you can actually program them to do custom things, right? And so my intent was to learn how to do custom things with them, and that's not just the pre-programmed actions. Unfortunately,
things got busy.
Life. There's not enough time in the day to do all the things that I want to do. So most of the time they sit here and collect dust, and I'll dust them off every once in a while, break them out. They're a good party showpiece, but like
Oh yeah.
sometimes I'm just like, man, like I probably would have been okay without that. Like I have the Optimus and the Megatron. Like then they did this like the Soundwave and the Grimlock, and there's a part of me that like really wanted to buy them, but I'm just like, I don't give these enough attention.
But if you bought all of those Robosons, they're like $10,000.
Yeah, well, I mean,
like the whole set for all
probably.
the Transformers is like 10 grand.
But-
I was like, that is.
But going back to
Just
like
watch it
serious
transform,
money.
and you're not even playing with it. Like it's
Yeah.
playing with itself.
yeah. So I mean, like I see in the same realm as like a remote control car in a sense, like an RC car, like something like that, because you can control it with a remote. Like I definitely get your point. Like, and I'm not trying to argue in favor of these because
No,
like,
I understand.
like every time I look at them, I'm just like, maybe I'd be better off if I just sold them.
But they are,
Um,
yeah, they are kind
They're
of neat.
really cool for being a robot, but they are not like a play that right. They're it's more like a showpiece. It's
and seeing a kid like we had, well, your friend Justin.
Yeah.
Justin's kid came over, and he was probably what 7, 8 at the time, and we had like Optimus transform, and the light in that child's eyes, he was just transfixed.
yeah.
And then of course his dad Justin was like, I need to buy this for my kid, and it's like, Justin, do you know how much these are? Like I don't know that this is what you
But this is
wanna
a kid
buy.
that actually likes to play with toys. Like he
Yeah.
has a very imaginative thing. But,
Right. And that's the thing. Like he likes to play with toys, but he can't play with that because
No,
it's
he
like,
can't.
I mean, he can give it
You know?
voice commands, but like,
no.
but can he
Yeah.
learn how to program it? Maybe. Like maybe in another 5 years, 5 years, right? Like,
Yeah.
but like so within this room here, there's very few things I would say that a child couldn't play with, right? Like
uh-huh.
the main one would be like the Roboson ones would be like you can voice command it, but like you can't like throw it across the room, right? And then I have the HasLab Unicron over here, and I'd be like, I haven't even actually transformed the HasLab Unicron, like, and that's one that I'll admit that like I'm a little afraid of it because it's so big. But
It's
like
so
I also like it in the planet mode, and so like if I transformed it, I would just put it right back. Eventually, I'll do it. I just have to set aside a whole day for it. And
Yeah. Like I loved Transformers when I was
Yeah.
a kid because it was like a Rubik's Cube. You
Yeah.
know, it was like I loved that I could figure it out, but the adults around me couldn't,
Yeah.
and the fact that anyone can just transform it, it takes that magic away from
Yeah.
it
And-
to me.
And I think that's like why I like the Transformers. So it's like as a kid, somebody probably my parents.
You
I don't
talk
know.
about this every
I know
time.
I talk about this every time.
Every
Somebody
show,
decided that I should be into Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles,
which is fine.
which is fine. I love Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Don't get me wrong, but like so all of my family, like for birthdays or Christmases or whatever, right? Everybody always bought me Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, but I was like, but I want robots that do stuff, right? And so like I ended up with like a lot of Playmates turtles, right, as a kid, which are in my mom's basement somewhere. Most of them I would assume anyway. But so fun side fact, like I was in a flood in 1993, and so it's like we lost like everything except for this box of Ninja Turtles. I don't know how like these Ninja Turtles survived like every
Yeah, because there was
everything.
There was a flood. There was flooding in '93, and what they decided to do was break the dam and flood the residential areas
Instead of
the business district. So his neighborhood got wiped out, but the businesses got saved.
But then the businesses didn't get saved because they still got flooded anyway.
Yes.
Anyway,
So they
Just like in New Orleans, like that's what happened in New Orleans during
Yes.
that. Wow.
So that's why I collect Transformers, because I didn't get them as a child, and like I really like Transformers, right? Like I think the fact one thing that I really like about them is just like the ingenuity that goes into them. The fact that you can take a thing and turn it into another thing, and it mostly looks like two separate things, is just wild to me. Like these things, right? Like they're cool, right? They're articulated, they're fun to mess with. I like to take pictures of them, but like they are what they are, right? They don't go from one thing to
like Transformers are magical. It's a
Yeah.
magical experience.
And so aside from like my few vices here of being like Spider-Man, Deadpool, right? Like Small, Venom, and then Transformers, like I actually do a lot of mostly like original characters, so like independent type of things, because I can make up my own stories for them, and I think that's fun.
Actually, that's like teeing up to a question here for you is like, you're a real big supporter of independent creators, and like Are there like what are your thoughts about that? Like, do you have anybody that's doing anything particularly cool that you've heard of that would be, you know, somebody we should be watching?
I mean, there's cool stuff out there. It's just, but everyone wants to do the same thing because they were so much fans of it. Like everybody wants to do an action figure, and I'm like, why not a vehicle? Why not something that transforms? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you know, but at the same time, I don't want to dash their dreams. Now, what they may want to do is cool, and I may find it cool, but it's like, I guess that's for me being in the toy industry. We were always pressed to push, you know, push the idea. Like, I come from an era when it was like, we don't want a watch me. We want something like a toy that you have to watch play is boring for a kid. The kid needs to play and have the story. Like, let the kid be in control. Let the kid be the storyteller. Let the kid execute the play. Like, let them be involved and not watch what's being involved. Because now it's like watching TV or watching the iPad or something like that. You know, let that physical magic actually happen. You know, and that's also how I grew up, you know, with like Evel Knievel, Stunt Cycle, and even like I had a damn Howdy Doody puppet with the drawstring on the back, and you had to pull that thing for it to like talk to you and sing to you. You know, you had to physically make it happen, or like a Muppet or a puppet. You had to manipulate that thing, and I wish that. And there are creators out there, but with the advent and the ease of access with 3D printers, it really, to me, limits the imagination of what one can do. And they just want to do action figures. When it's like, man, like, what about puppets? What about, you know, where's the new Big Wheels at? You know, where's that new Slinky at? You know what I mean? Like, where are those things? Because those things were so groundbreakingly fun.
Yeah, those big wheels, man. My brother had a Big Wheels. That was it. That was like the end all be all. Like,
I had a green machine.
I'm gonna grab
I had a
something.
green machine, man. Oh, I loved it. Like it was freedom.
And he ran over one of our cousins with his Big Wheels. Like, we had cousins over. He ran over other children with that. Like, it was, you know, like it was a whole thing.
Or like the Rock'em Sock'em robots. Like you had to, you know, physically do it, and or even like video games. Like, remember Pac-Man and all that stuff? You had to learn a pattern in order to survive. Like, and it got faster as you went. Now the video games are just this open world where you can like sit for hours and gain power or something like that. Like Mario Brothers, man, that game used to frustrate me because it was all this hidden stuff you had to find and figure out, but you had to figure it out. Bro, you know that that's one of the highest grossing toys ever.
Talk about where's the Slinky at? It's right here.
Yeah.
I've had this thing for like at least 10 years. Yeah, somebody at work gave this to me. This is one of my favorite things. Actually, I got in trouble at work because I would sit and I would do this.
Yeah, I bet people
got really irritated with it.
Yeah, we have something in the house called the adult toy box. It's in no way what one thinks when I say that word. It is literally a box.
It's toys like this.
These toys, and it sits in the guest bedroom.
We have some of these. Like,
yes.
Yeah. See, now that's
I call this the butt grabber. I go around and grab butts with it. Like,
bro, that's the type of stuff that we used to make as Spencer gifts.
Yeah.
Like it had a guide to it. You know, it was clever. It did something. It was an experience. You know,
I'm a big fan of the novelty. Well, I would say not novelty, but like
the novelty stuff.
Yeah, like things that I mean, I don't know. I play with a lot of stuff. If you really want to get down to it, like that little frog thing that you got from the stupid claw machine. I was carrying that around today. Be like,
I was a claw machine master this weekend. I spent $5 at Walmart because they have those claw machines in Walmart now. I got 2 things for $5. I was like very impressed with myself. I felt like a winner.
You
In
are a
hindsight, we
winner.
should have went and played the lottery.
Yeah, we should have. I was like on a hot streak.
But like, I don't know. Like, so I was an only child growing up, and so like,
Me too.
I have maybe this is the thing. So it's like, to me, anything is a toy. Like, I don't like. I used to make toys from trash, like, because like
I used to use aluminum foil.
Yeah.
Oh.
Like I would make I'm gonna call them blasters here, right? Like out of like tape and batteries and like coat hangers and stuff. So like me, my cousins, we'd run around and play play blasters like with homemade things because
man, we used to make pop guns, right? We used to take like a 2x4 wood and then like have a rubber like nail it in and stretch it back and then take a clothes hanger like the clip and put the rubber band onto the clothes hanger, but then put like a soda top, like a flattened soda top or the thing from the soda can that comes off, and we would shoot that and it would go like far, and the stronger the rubber band and the longer your stick, the more of a weapon that you had. But we used to make that stuff and it was so much fun, and I think that's something, as I say this, that's something that I see less of, is the exploration of the fun in the toy with the kid.
Yeah.
I don't see the kids exploring what they used to.
I think there is a distinction between a toy and an action figure. Like action figures can be toys, but not all toys are action figures.
Right.
That makes sense. Like, and so I would agree. I think that there is a lack of good toys nowadays. Like there are lots of action figures, but there are not a lot of good toys.
Yeah.
You know, like the Happy Meal toys back in the day.
Yeah.
Oh
McDonald's, like, that it was one of the most biggest toy retailers in the world at one point, like, because of the Happy Meals. And those Happy Meal toys did something. They lit up, they moved, they did it was some feature involved. And like when I was in the toy industry, first coming into the toy industry, that was a big thing. Like Toy Biz, a lot of Toy Biz toys before, Marvel Legends and all that stuff, the toys did something. Like they lit up, there was a sound, there was something. Like they threw something, they launched something. It was a magnet that did something. Like it was always this magical experience. Like how do you put magic in a toy? And like that to me is what's being lost. Like one of the guys, like Transformers, how you love Transformers, one of the guys that we work with, he was an engineer at Toy Biz. His name was Taru, and he made Transformers out of wood. Like that was his that was part of his portfolio. He made that for school. He made Transformers out of wood, and they transformed. And like this dude was amazing. It was the guy Troy Fisher, Taru, and Ron. And the three of them, they would come up with just some wacky stuff on their own. They were like mad scientists. But it was so cool to see. And then at Hasbro, they actually had a laboratory. Like people in there making the slime and adding the scent to the plastic. And I tried to make my Marvel toys smell like old comic books. So I had this.
Okay. So that was a conspiracy theory that I actually had.
This was one you made up.
I kind of made it up, but kind of also not. Is that like, and now you've just kind of proved it, right? Like you just said something that there is actually a scent in the toys that like brings nostalgia in, whether it's making a toy smell like an old comic book or making it like, is that a thing? Are there like scents inserted into the packaging or the toys or something like that?
Well, I mean, when you talk about like, because I tried to do with like the strawberry shortcake thing, but on the pop culture side, so it wasn't an overt thing. However, if you notice, like the older like action figures and like whether it's McFarlane or Toy Biz, when you will open up that package and you get that whiff of the PVC, immediately you're in the zone, and then it creates this nostalgic thing. But it's scents altogether. But it's these chemicals that actually make the scent. Sometimes it wasn't done on purpose; it just happened. But those. It's almost like a Christmas tree. Like, you know, when you're a kid and you had a fake Christmas tree and they all have that smell, like it's an artificial smell, but it smells like Christmas. It's weird, you know, the tinsel and all that stuff, and the glittery stuff you put around the Christmas tree, and sometimes even when you open up the package and you smell like the balls that was there for years, you smell the scent of all that plastic, all that stuff, but it smells like Christmas. It just reminds you of that. So I think by default or by accident, the scent in those products, because you're a kid and your brain is developing, it stays with you forever.
Yeah,
I can see that.
Yeah, I like that. It's interesting though. Though, I mean, because scent is a big part of things.
I did try to make that, and who knows, maybe someone did have that kind of like, let's put a little something in there.
Smells like plastic. There's no nostalgia or sentimental smell from this.
Right.
But if you have like an old like Todd McFarlane figure or something like that, or old Toy Biz or something, you open it up, you'll think you're back in like 1998, 99 or something like that. Like,
I do have the Spider-Man 2 Toy Biz hanging in my office, but that probably just smells like cigarette smoke from my parents. So.
It might have smelled like cigarette smoke from the engineers that worked on it.
I know you like when I make these jokes.
I know, it's very funny when you make those those smoker jokes.
But it's true.
It is also very true.
It's funny if you ever go to China and you get the opportunity to visit like a toy factory, like the engineers in there, they smoke openly.
Oh yeah.
So it's like a 70s ashtray in there. You know what I mean? So it's like, I'm surprised the product doesn't smell like this cigarette smoke.
Yeah. Sounds like my grandma's living room.
No matter what color's in the living room, it has the tinge of brown to it.
Yep.
Everything. It's like the walls were white at one point in time, but now they're just
that's why everything was like a little gold, right? Yeah. Like you had to have the gold so it could get like a little more orange
and just,
over time.
Just a little sticky.
Yeah.
Oh, well, fantastic. Well, we have kept you for, I would talk to you for another like 10 hours. Yeah. But we have talked to you for like 2 hours. So I want to be respectful of your time and everything. Was there any other last minute questions that you had that you wanted to ask?
You act like I just can ask a last minute question, have it be a last minute question. No. I don't have any pressing. I asked mine at the start, which was about Spencer's because see, I get my stuff out of the way right away.
Yeah, that's smart. That's smart. But no, this was fantastic. I know we didn't talk about toys as much. We probably talked about like other life things, like 80%.
No, this was so refreshing. It was so refreshing to talk about.
This is Topless Toy Talk because we are topless and there are toys around, but we don't necessarily talk about them.
I mean, you know, it's fun because honestly, man, some of these, I mean, if I'm sure you follow, but some of these podcasts, man, they get kind of toxic, bro. You know, and it's like, man, like I hate that. I hate that, you know, it's becoming this battlefield of toxicity and trying to bash someone's work or you know, it's like that's not what toys is supposed to be about.
Yep. That's why I was trying to avoid the AI stuff because I know like it's just a big thing right now where people are like there's a big like divide occurring between people like that use specifically like in photography and stuff, right? Like, and I don't want to be part of that because I feel like you can like what you like and that's your thing. You can use what you use and that's your thing. And if you don't like what somebody uses, you don't have to use it. And you don't have to like it. Like, but I don't want to be part of it. It just
kills me. It kills me when someone gets on social media talking about AI. I'm like, do you realize that your message is being propagated through AI.
Right.
Or,
Yes, exactly.
you know,
Or held
or
back.
like
Or held back. You know,
like I worked with real sculptors, right?
Yeah.
Real sculptors. Like when I was in art school, I had a real illustration instructors, and they hated Photoshop when it first came out. They hated the digital sculpting thing when it first came out, right?
Mhm.
Now you got all these digital sculptors be like, well, it's AI, it's not real. I'm like, yo, but you're sculpting in the digital space.
Yeah.
Now, even though you are putting a lot of time and effort into it, nothing is like putting your hand in clay
Yeah.
or sculpey and actually doing it yourself. You're still using technology to manipulate what it is you're doing. So in my mind, once you have an idea in your head, however you get it out, you get it out. Whether
Yep.
you press a key, stroke a string, grab a paintbrush, put, if it's a needle and thread, whatever it is, it starts from inside first. And how you get it out is how you get it out.
Mhm.
And why, to me, that should be celebrated. Like that's still, no matter what, no matter how technically advanced we get, there's still that inner, that mind, that idea. Like where does that spark come from? And how do you get it out? Like you have to find a way, whether it's through music, through fashion, through painting or sculpting or whatever it is, you got to get that out.
Yeah.
And to me, that's the thing that's lost.
Mhm.
And why try to cause warfare in what is being let out creatively?
Because we have that conversation all the time, is like just recently I have discovered that, like, some of the photography stuff and like the little dumb videos we make is like it is actually, I have searched like my entire life and trying to figure out how I get what's in here out, right? And it's just been in the last year I have figured out how to do that.
So like
it's not that great, but like I can get it out,
and that's what you should be focused on.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, if this becomes something, cool. If it doesn't, we
Yeah.
still work corporate jobs for the rest of our life, and
Cool.
we're just doing this on the side
Yeah.
to like meet people and have great conversations.
But I'm like,
cool.
But I can't sew. Like I can kind of paint a little bit. Like I can't really draw, right? Like I draw.
See, that's false. That's false. It's like we try to say drawing is an illusion. You're making you're manipulating someone's vision to think that they're seeing what it is that is there, but it's a bunch of scratches or marks or whatever.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And it's like, but we put so much emphasis on like who's a quote unquote good artist or who does it well. But it's like, if humans have this ability to get whatever it is out, whether even if it's singing, your voice is art. Like every time you make a noise, every time you make a move, that is art. That is art. It's coming from within. You know what I'm saying? So, but we put all these other things that have to, be proven as success.
Yeah.
Like
maybe I should say I don't particularly like to draw or paint. I could in high school and whatnot, like I took like actually several drawing classes, painting. I did some pottery, photography. I explored all the mediums, right? And I just don't like to do it. It's too tedious for me for some reason. And I just, I used to be much better drawing, much better painting, like much better all kinds of things. But like, I don't like to do it. So maybe that's a better way to say it. Instead of saying I can't do it, I don't like to do it.
I don't like it's funny with my art and everything. Like the one thing about working in the industry, I started to despise the fact that I had to become this on-off switch. Like between the hours of 9 to 5, I had to turn it off and then turn it on and then turn it off. And it's like that made me not like art.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I in a way that even though it's a great thing. I love the people that I've been around and what I've been able to accomplish and the things that I've been able to do. Yeah, I love it and it's a blessing, but at the same time, it came at a cost, and it's like, man, I would have loved to just be sitting in a room on the floor, just drawing as free as I did when I was a kid,
Yeah.
Without the expectation of having to have a job or a paycheck or earn a living and all that stuff. I would rather just be free and doing it that way, but some people, love being behind that, and that's cool. But for me, it's almost like, man, it made me lose the joy in the exploration of, man, where am I going to go next with this?
Yeah.
It's because like I like to crochet. Like this is resonating with me a lot. I like to crochet. I don't do a lot of different patterns. I don't really like, I just like the physical, like, the manipulation of like the yarn into whatever that is. There's something very soothing about that. And you're always like, hey, you should sell it on Etsy or whatever. I was like, no, like I don't, it would feel dirty to me to take this. And I know
I'm saying you could.
I could. But like, I just like to do that and then give it to somebody. Man, there is no better feeling in the world than to make a baby blanket for a first-time mother and give her this homemade baby blanket. And then she just cries. Like, and it's not, just because it gives that like, oh, here's this homemade thing for me and my child. And like, I mean, how would I ever put a price on that? Like, I wouldn't do it. But like, it's
you count the tears.
But look at the intimate value in that. Like, she's allowing you to create something that's going to comfort her child.
Mm-hmm.
That's one of the reasons why that's one of the things that I love about toys.
Yeah.
Is the fact that there's a lot of trust involved with that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
So by you making this for the mother, for the warmth or protection or comfort of a child, that's like great power with great responsibility, and when you start to break it down like that, man, it's like, wow, you just made a difference for someone's life, for both lives, for the mother and the child, because the child may wind up being like Linus. You know what I mean?
Carrying that around forever.
I had a blanket. You had a blanket too, You still have part of your blanket around you somewhere. No, I mean, like, so actually we had a lot of conversations early on, like when she was crocheting, and I was like, man, I wish I just had a thing that I could make to do that same thing with, like so it took me a long time to figure out like
it's
what,
photography,
but
videos.
it's my photography, right? Like, so like for birthdays, Christmases and stuff, like I'll find out, people's like favorite whatever, right? And take some type of photo and frame it and print it and frame it and give it to them for gifts. Like we just had a cousin that turned 40 this week, and I
took pictures of Batman.
Of a Batman, figure, and
it was so cool.
And he seemed excited about it. I don't know if he is. I don't know. Like I never know in the end, but like so
could end up right in the trash.
Could end up in the trash. I said, hey, if you don't like it, you got a free frame. But like, I don't know. Like, because that's the thing is like, I'm generally very unimpressed with what I do, but other people seem to be like, hey, this is really cool. But I'm just like, no, it sucks. It could be better, right? And so
that's the blessing, because it's like, man, you made some form of difference in their life, where it's like for you it might be nothing, but for them, they may carry that on for the rest of their lives.
Right.
Yeah. So I mean, I gave another family member something, and she said that it's actually on her nightstand. And that's from like what, a year ago?
Yeah.
And so I was like, oh, okay. I thought it probably went in the trash. So I'm like,
just
but
like
it's funny, because that's also one of the things that I love about our world of pop culture now. Like pop culture always kind of been around, but now because comic books and superheroes, like really comic books in general, it was so vilified back in the day. How the government got involved, like with creating the Comics Code Authority and all that stuff. Like kids can't see zombies and monsters because it's going to ruin civilization, and comic books are these books that aren't literary works of art, and But now, and it wasn't cool to even express that you love comic books, let alone like wear like a Spider-Man shirt or something. Like people would clown you. But now that our pop culture has gone to those heights now, where it is a difference because like we knew all along why this stuff was important to us, why it was cool, why it was such a necessity. And now that you can actually take a picture of a Batman figure and give it to somebody, and they may be like, man, this is one of the greatest gifts I ever had. But for you, it's like, well, I always knew Batman was cool. Now I can capture what's cool about Batman.
Yeah.
But for them, it's like having the red carpet to be out of the closet, and man, like now I get it. Now I can express this now. Because it now is totally flipped. If you don't know anything about superheroes or pop culture, you're considered like not cool.
I mean, it's true. It was so funny. Like when I first started like when he introduced me to all this stuff, there were so many things that people said in real life that instantly made sense. Like I was just like, oh, I get it now.
Like I can't remember.
I don't remember what any of the things are. There's so many.
With your team at work, there was one time where you're like, I had this conversation with these people, and I felt so cool. Like that is one thing that just still resonates with me. And I was like, you're welcome. I'm like, I don't know a lot of anything, but I can show you movies. Like,
but yeah, it breaks down, culturally, you know, because the thing about toys and action figures and whatnot, well, there are ones that are specific to certain geographic areas that it's going to resonate more with their thing. There is so much that spans cultures and countries and religions and, all of that is, it's neat. It's neat to see that, that you have that common thread that you can carry across.
I haven't really thought much about that, to be honest, but if you think about it, something like Superman or a Spider-Man or whatever, right?
That transitions to India and China,
is kind of like a global thing that could be recognized. Where there's actually not a lot of things like that.
That transcends so many different dates, right? Or like Harry Potter, how Harry Potter is celebrated. Back in the day, witchcraft, you would be imprisoned or stoned or jailed, or you didn't talk about it. You just didn't share it. Now, it's so many aspects of the Harry Potter universe that brings people together, young and old. I mean, it's amazing how the shift has happened, and where you can actually celebrate it and also discuss it in very philosophical ways, in ways how it can help society, on how it can help science. I mean, Star Trek really laid the groundwork for where we are right now with cell phones and how we're communicating right now, and exploration and or even just the equal opportunity of eclectic people working together for the common good. Like Star Trek laid all that stuff out, and it's so cool to have that reflected.
Yeah,
and it influenced our technology today. It's like that idea was put out there by someone, so then someone could actually create the thing that was put out there into the universe. That's the wild thing about a lot of sci-fi things is sci-fi inspired the engineers to create the thing, or maybe
they existed.
Maybe aliens had already left it for us and we already had it, and whatever. I like to think
there's a lot of architecture with some laser fine cutting on there, but they're like stone and all that from thousands of years old.
We saw Ancient Aliens live a few weeks ago, and they were talking about that.
I mean, in Ancient Apocalypse, man, how those stones fit together, that. I mean, I'm in.
It's funny. There's this in is it Saudi Arabia? There is, or matter of fact, in Mecca, inside where everyone has their Hajj and everything around a giant block, there's like an asteroid in there.
Mm-hmm.
And that's crazy to me that it's actually an extraterrestrial thing inside of there that people worship. And it's like we are connected to the universe more than we give ourselves credit to. I mean, not only are we made literally of star stuff, but there's other aspects of space and that influence our religion and impact us in ways that we really take for granted.
Mm-hmm.
And what's now with all the satellites we have, like Voyager, I think about Voyager. I think about the Voyager probes all the time, like how lonely they are, but how far out they are, and who will discover that? Like, what's going to happen? Like there is going to a whole nother place, outside of the solar system now, and it's like, man, like that's going to do for people 200-300 years or 1,000 years from now what the ancient stuff is doing for us right now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm getting deep.
No, I haven't thought about the probes for a while, and I'm just like, man, what are they out there doing? Who is?
Oh man, because you can track where they are. You can track them and all that stuff, and it's like, man, because I remember when it launched, and it was such a big human thing because making those gold records and having all the human sounds on there, and it's like the world has transformed so much since then, like for the good and for the bad, but a lot for the bad. It's like all these civilizations came together to make these sounds and visuals for these probes. And now it's like there's so much division and everything where it's like, I didn't expect for us to be here.
Yeah.
Like this, like now, like we shouldn't be regressing. We should be progressing.
I mean, I do feel like we've regressed a lot as a society in a bit. I mean, forward and backwards, but like I miss the connection. I used to feel like more connected with people, and I don't feel like the connection is there anymore because it's like everybody has an agenda. I mean, I have an agenda. We all have agendas, right? But I just mean like
agenda.
but I just mean like, so that's one reason why kind of like I used to be pretty active like on Reddit and like the Transformers subreddit specifically. I'm not gonna go super deep in this, but like they I feel like they took a big shift when they went public, and like it's probably because everybody left and now it's just all bots, but like everybody like turned into a bunch of jerks, and like the small communities that like I participated in that I felt like there was a community, right? And so
Instagram is more of that.
So then I moved. So I was like, okay, well, I'll shift to Instagram. So I didn't have an Instagram account I've actually only had my account for not even 2 years, like a little over a year. And like, I feel like we found like some good community of a lot of people, right? But then there's the divide coming, right, with AI and everything else, and like, and so it's like it just seems like there's a lot of, I just feel like no matter what community you go to, like there's always like the controversy, but also like the lack of connection, and that's just like what I miss. Like because it, like IRL, right? Like I don't know anybody else that is into toys or action figures or photography or any of the stuff that I'm into. I try to find people, but either they're way super more into it and I don't know what they're talking about, or they're not into it at all. And so it's like, but like just where's like just the general dumb person like me that's like, I like Spider-Man, and that's as deep as it goes, right? And so, but I just like as a society as a whole, like with the internet and everything, I feel like it should bring us together. Like it should allow people to connect better. Instead, like I just feel like it shortened everybody's attention span.
But the internet is not real life. Like we
all
have to touch some grass.
Life.
We need to talk to people in real life. Like, any of the crazy stuff we see on the internet, like if you talk to your normal neighbor, the people across the street, whatever, like that's not a real thing.
No,
so
I know. Like
I kind of feel like one of the things that the internet has done, and what I feel like I see a lot is the cynicism in people, like keeping your friend circle small, or not having friends at all, or not telling someone what you're going to do because you're going to get backstabbed. And it's like it's a lot of this like bad foreshadowing of like humans have to connect. I mean, that's what we do, and we live in an interconnected society, and it seems like now more so than ever before, the idea of sharing or connecting shouldn't be done because you can't trust who's next to you. Like the cynicism of you can't trust, and therefore you can't share information. And to me, that's one of the greatest sins, is withholding information.
I am like, I do not resonate with that because I'm small town. I have I have no stranger danger. I have no idea of I probably shouldn't say that unless somebody's nudging me hey, you can't just offer random people our guest bedroom at home. I have none of these things. It is actually amazing that I've not been
I don't know how you were still alive, to be honest.
But really something should have probably bad happened to me.
But I don't know. I'm the type of person that kind of just feels like I pretty much just speak my mind and tell most people what I think, but I also like to share things I've learned, information, I'm part of a group, a chat group on Instagram, and somebody was complaining the other day about how they're not getting as much engagement with their pictures as they used to. And I said, it's probably two things: either your content isn't that great, or people's interests have changed and your content is the same, right? And so it's like that doesn't mean that what you're doing is bad. It just means that and people so it's but I just like to tell people straight up this, hey, I did some research. I learned that if nobody's engaging with my stuff, it's because it sucks, or people's interests have changed, right? And so
maybe that person has an inflated sense of ego. It's like, God damn, do you think the world is supposed to know what it is you're doing? Maybe the world, maybe you're just lost in the population of the world.
Well, and you ask me, you say, hey, should I give this person feedback? I was like, well, you should always ask if somebody wants feedback, because don't send them 12 pages of how they could do better, because a lot of people in life just want to complain.
Yeah.
They don't actually want to know why the thing isn't hitting.
But I'm the person that I'm like, if you know something that you want to share with me that you think could make whatever I'm doing 0.5% better, I'm like, please tell me what I'm doing wrong, because and I mean, I in my real job too, I do this with my boss and other people I work with. I'm like, if you know something, if you think I'm not doing something right, if you have suggestions, I want to know, because I'm like, I can't grow as a person. I can't grow my skills. I can't.
Most people don't want to grow, Rob. That's
I know.
What I'm telling you. The average person has no desire to grow. Zero. They like where they are, or if they don't like it, they don't care enough to change.
And see,
otherwise they would have.
And I just like to try to learn new stuff every day. I don't retain it very often, but I like to pretend I will.
Yeah. People do.
I mean, because that's what the brain does. It absorbs everything around, and you're right. Some people just don't want to do that. They just don't want to. And to me, that's so strange and foreign to me. That you don't want to expand, or you limit your expansion.
Mm-hmm.
Damn, you don't want to at least figure how the water comes out the spigot, right?
The reason why I keep bringing this up is because I just keep thinking about, so we were playing, when I say we were playing a game, so there's a puzzle game called Blueprints.
I'm obsessed.
I don't know if you were into video games or not, but
it's so good.
So it's Blueprints as in blueprints, but BLUEPRINCE. It's kind of a play on words, right?
Yeah.
But she does not play video games. But I
have no idea how to work the video game controller. Zero. I have no idea how to press the buttons.
You like a button masher?
Yeah, but she would be
that's exactly what happens. If we play Mario Kart, I'm just hitting buttons. There's no strategy. I'm just hitting all of them at once. I have no idea.
But she'd be like, this interests me. I want you to play it while I tell you what to do. Yes. And so that's kind of what we're doing with this puzzle game. And where is I going with this?
I have no idea.
No, because I keep thinking about this. Where I was tying it back to something. because we were oh shoot, was it? This was a good point. We're playing
I'm
Blueprints, and this is what I was talking about. I lose. I don't retain it. There's something in Blueprints because puzzles,
aliens.
I
I'm
know,
convinced
aliens.
that there's aliens in this. We haven't
Yeah,
gotten far
like,
enough about
well,
through here.
what I was trying to get at was like, oh, the direct feedback or this and that, because we shoot, what was this? This was a good point. Because anyway, we play this game and now I remember what it was, because like I will always want to know like why with something, right? Where she's just like, do this, like to try to solve this puzzle, and I'm like, no, like I'm like
we actually got in this huge yelling match last night. I was like, no, it's this. And you're like, but why?
Yeah, I was like, just tell me why. Like, I want to understand your logic and why I need to set this clock to this time, right? And so she's like, I just want you to do it to see if it works. I'm like, no.
Like, no.
I'm like, if I just wanted the answer, I'd go to AI. But like, so that's what it was. To circle us all back around is like to the whole point of like, yeah, like I think there's a lot of people that like that probably don't want the direct feedback to know like, but that's not me, and so I just assume everybody just wants to know like what I have to say with the direct feedback. There was a toy thing in here somewhere and I completely lost it.
It's
but like,
fine. It's
whatever.
Fine.
Anyway, I remembered how it connected to Blueprints, and so that's good enough for me.
It's with your thought is with the Voyager probe right now.
Yeah, but it's like you think about the probe out there, like with the gold disc. Man, that's why. Can you imagine if somebody actually finds us someday and this gold disc, and they're like, these people are dumb. Do you know, like, like they
deserve to go extinct.
Like they sent this on a gold disc. Like, do you know how soft this metal is? Like,
at least they could have done with titanium.
Yeah, like. Like by the time they find it, they'll just be like, "This has been hit by who knows how many like asteroids. Like this is not even playable anymore." But it's also assuming that whatever technology discovers it, like, can play a record or vinyl or whatever, right? Like
I know, like they go to Sam Goody and get a record player.
Like, you know,
I haven't
nowadays,
thought about Sam Goody in so long. Like that is a wild blast in the past. That's been gone forever.
Like nowadays, you could be like, here's an SD card and an MP3 player or something, right? Like, you know, like here's a phone that's just preloaded with all of this stuff, like with this post-it note that just says click the one button and it go. Yeah, I don't know, like.
But I know I tried to cut us off like 40 minutes ago. I do actually don't really want to be respectful of your time. So I will wrap it up here because we also have to go to bed.
By the way, if you're bored, like, you know, want to do this more often, let us know. Like,
I love this. This was fantastic. Thank you so
count
much.
Me in.
This was an amazing conversation about all the things with just like a hint of toys, and it was fantastic.
So we're surrounded by toys talking about whatever. That's Topless Toy Talk.
Topless. I love it.
Yeah.
Topless.
If you are not following David Vonner, we have all your links in the things, but where is your preferred place for folks to find and follow you?
You can find me on Instagram at David Vonner. I don't like using like handles and code names and numbers and all that bullshit.
You know, in retrospect, I agree. I should have just like, I mean, my name is on it anyway, right? So I'm like,
yes,
that's not it. Don't go to that.
And plus, like, you know, all the cool stuff was already taken, and it's like all the lame names, you know, like, so yeah. At David Vonner, just find me and and hit me up, and we could talk about anything. I love it. Thank you so much. This was fun. I love it. I love it.
This 1,000 times.
This was like one of the best podcasts I've ever been on. I love it.
Tell your friends.
Well, thank you. That's very kind. Yeah. We appreciated having you. Thank you, everybody. And we'll do the outro credits.
Yeah, real quick, just because I like to just announce what's coming up.
Oh yeah,
and you're just like, see you guys later. Well, next week we have.
I'm actually looking some. Crop modification.
Crop modification.
Our intro music.
Yeah.
And
behind tunes.
And then after that, we're still figuring it out.
I make her do this because I legitimately just don't know.
And so still have a spot open. I've got some outreaches on that for the first week in February. Then we have actually our first female guest, like just like total female, like not just.
Right. Is it like Dolly Parton or somebody?
I wish.
Oh my gosh, I would
send her an
love-
email.
Does anybody know Dolly Parton and can make that happen?
I'd be
Because
like-
I love Dolly. She just turned.
Actually, I do have a friend. I have a friend who does have a connected Dolly Parton.
Oh, she is
She did a duet with, or not duet, like a
with Sabrina
collaboration with Sabrina Carpenter, and I'm
So
all
great.
about it.
So her name is Soph. We met her. We actually did a collab with her on TikTok
Yeah.
recently, and that
She's
was
a
pretty fun.
Transformers collector.
Then
Oh,
we've
nice.
got Toy Daddies after that, and then our last one, because we try and do a month out, is the Figure Booth. So if Bearden Prime, if you guys don't show up, this is the third time we've invited you. You canceled.
We're
dinner
gonna
2
take it
times.
personal.
I'm gonna take it real personal. This is the third reschedule. You better make it happen. I don't care about work. You better not be sick. Figure it out.
You're trying to get their body right, you know. It's kind of intimidating when you go on the Topless podcast. You gotta be right. You gotta get right. It's summertime all the time with you guys.
That's right.
Arm day, like get it figured out.
Yeah.
I don't know what to tell you.
It's just the shoulders.
And go on a crash diet.
Yeah.
Amazing.
So-
Amazing. All right.
All right.
Well, this was
Yep.
super fun, guys. Thank you so much.
Yep. Thanks everyone for joining, and we will see you next Tuesday.
Yes.
Coolio. Bye.